Triple M Footy lives on Listener. Replays, interviews, and the only place to catch every Triple M footy call. Here we go. The countdown to the weekend is over. Something big is about to go down. A new round of footy starts now. And every massive moment is right here.
A massive arm wrestle.
Massive hit.
That's what we love it.
To McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
And we are back. How good is it to have the footy back? It's a beautiful night in Sydney. It's still daylight here at CommBank Stadium. There was a massive crowd out the front of CommBank Stadium before the gates opened here. The line snaked back for it felt like a kilometre or two. It's Parramatta versus the Melbourne Storm. We all know the Melbourne Storm have a wonderful record in round number one. They have a pretty good record everywhere, to be honest, and anywhere. Taking on Parramatta, a repeat of their round 26 game last year, which Parramatta won, went into the top four. Melbourne were eliminated a week later. Lots of changes for both teams, which we'll get to again. Yes, we're here for another season. In fact, this is the start of a new 5-year deal here on Triple M NRL, so you've got us for a little while. That's thanks to Ream Hot Water and to Macca's. Once again, our major partners for season 2023. Thank you very much for being part of it. It's been a long time now for both Ream and for Macca's. Jim Beam bring us prime time. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly, and let me assure you, plenty of people here at Triple M NRL were straight onto the phone. Can we get some of the sponsors' product? And plenty more sponsors joining us, which we'll talk through as the season goes on. James Graham, they call you the negotiator. How are you? How was your off-season?
Yeah, it was all right, mate. Yeah, it was busy. Lots of things happening. Lots of overseas travel, which was great. So. Yeah, can't complain. Good to be back, though.
My God, you're everywhere on this network. I mean, we've got all these podcasts on Triple M now. It's like 9 over the course of 7 days on the Listener app. On the Listener app, we're the only place you can hear live Triple M NRL. And you're doing how many of them? You're doing the something on Monday.
Two of those, Dan. Yes, I'll be
flying. You got your own stuff going on as well.
Yeah, it's going really good. Actually, we've just got the cheese on board for a weekly show as well, which is really exciting. Shameless plug and all.
Very
dropping
good.
Tuesday afternoons for anybody interested.
Can you just wait a week before you start plugging an opposing podcast to Triple M?
Oh, mate, we're all part of the family. We're all part of the family.
Emma Lawrence, hello to you. Welcome to Triple M for another season.
It's good to be back, Dan.
All I saw from you in the off-season was you and your bloke and all lovey-dovey, very nice, but also you cutting a swathe with Reed and Chamis through the UK.
Oh, my man Reedy. We had some fun over there at the World Cup. So the first 3 weeks, there were only a handful of journos over there. So Reedy and I were best buds. And I got to be honest, when the others joined us at the quarterfinals, including Michael Chamis, it did ruin the vibe a bit because we had our thing going on. So Reedy and I were best mates. Reedy and Chammy had a little
blow up.
Oh, I'm going to say blow up.
Chamis talked about this, I think, yesterday.
There we go.
With Danny Weidler and Adam Peacock. Is this about a story that he held back or something?
Yeah, so they were very competitive with one another. I had told Danny, I didn't know if he'd brought it up. So naturally competitive from rival papers.
Hang on, are you a snitch? Because we're going to get to the snitch who's behind me.
Everyone knew this story.
Accusations.
They were talking about the podcast. Danny in our office was talking about the podcast and giving it to each other. I said, have you raised the World Cup antics yet? So he hadn't. But there were 2 things from the World Cup from Michael Chamis. The first one, and I love Chammy, he had a little fight with Reedy because he dogged him on a story, so they usually give each other a heads up. But Chammy went missing one day.
This is a competitive industry.
When he broke the Victor Radley story, just went dead. We didn't know where Chammy was, and Reedy said he must be up to something because he wasn't at training, he wasn't answering his calls.
What was the Victor Radley story?
When he got in allegedly, but was cleared.
Yes.
Got in a fight at a pub. So there was tension for a good couple of days. Thanks to those two. It wasn't the same.
All right. I get the feeling there's about 6,000 more stories, which some will make it to air and some will not. Aaron Woods, hello to you. Welcome back to Triple M. The last time I saw you was Triple M cricket at the SCG, and you
What a day that was, Dan. Outstanding.
Was there any action? There was a lot of rain
After lunch.
Very good.
Bit of action in the box spot with Big Merv Hughes.
Very good. How has your summer been?
It's been good up until probably 2 weeks ago when we went to Mudgee. It was pretty smooth sailing up to then.
Oh, thank you for so smoothly bringing this up.
My fellow mate actually throws us under the bus too.
James Graham, on one of his 16 podcasts here, said, of course, part of the Dragons family for a long time, not so much now, but played for many years, said this.
My issue with this is who's the grass that has gone and leaked it? Who's the snitch? What are you telling the media about this for? It was a non-issue. Nothing got broken. No one got punched. No one was hurt. No one caused a disruption. No member of the public was affected by this. Which little snitch has gone to the media and said, there's been a fight at 6 a.m.?
What's a grass?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
A grass is, from where I come from, a snitch.
Okay.
You grass on people. You never want to be labelled a grass.
Phil Rothfield then wrote about this on Monday and alluded to the fact, I'm trying to find the quote here.
I actually remember there was a little bit of the quote. He had media connections.
Media connections.
Cheers, Buzz.
Aaron Woods, Triple M. Where else you got media connections? Who you got media connections?
Reedy, you go to the Monday
Journalists that
Scrum.
love you. So the descriptions fit you.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for me.
Are you the snitch?
Definitely not, Dan. Definitely not. The problem was where we stayed at like a little motor lodge. You pretty much park your car in and you walk straight into your door. So we were staying with the public. And when we did make a little bit of noise early in the morning, there was a couple of people that stuck their heads out the door. So we tried to say there wasn't much happening, but they must have messaged or sent something through to certain people on social media.
Do you know who the snitch is?
No idea, because I don't think it's anyone in our group.
Do you believe that, James?
No. And I'll tell you why. So, let's say that a member of the public made a complaint. Do you think that would be included in the press report about the Dragons fight at 6 a.m.? I.e., that would be an extra piece of information. So why would an organisation or a tweet or anything like that withhold that information? That's better. That adds to the story. Members of the public complain about Dragons fight at 6 a.m. as opposed to there's been a fight at 6 a.m.
Perhaps no one complained, but perhaps someone staying there saw it and then...
Is that plausible what he's saying?
But then, Emma, what my point is this. So if the source of the information is a member of the public, then I think that would be included in the story.
Maybe the public didn't complain, though. Maybe they've just gone and snitched to the media because everyone loves...
But that's it. I'm not saying if they complain. I'm saying if they went to the media, so the media would add that into the story to make it even worse, because then it's a bigger story if you say, member of the public has been complaining about the Dragons players having a 6 a.m. brawl. Member of the public, you've pissed off the member of the public. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. 6 again, play on.
But see, the thing is, we couldn't have done it because it wasn't that bad of what happened out in front of that room. So there was nothing really to complain. It was just a little bit of loud noise.
So then, how's it got into the hands of the media?
As Emma said, someone could have gone down and sent someone a tweet or sent someone Instagram.
That's my point, Woodsy. That if that had happened, if a member of the public contact the media, then the media, whoever releases the story, brings that in as a little bit of extra spice.
They don't care about that because of how bad we played in Mudgee. They want to create another story from what's happened.
Jimmy, I don't actually. I'm with you. I think it's a snitch. I don't know but going down this path of saying it's the member of the public and then it will be.
I don't know if that's. I don't necessarily know if that adds that much to the story. I think it's more that there has been a fight.
I reckon we should ask Buzz on Thursdays when he does his podcast. Oh, not Buzz, Denny Widler.
Well, he spoke about it. We'll get to him in a moment. Because we've got a quote from him. So you think it's a Dragon? Do you think it's a player? Do you think it's a member of staff? It's at that moment. The line is you think it's a Dragons person.
Yeah, and genuinely, we all know within the rugby league community that certain people within the media have links to certain players, and there's an agreement there. And there's no hiding from that. And this is how sometimes stories get leaked. But for me, this is a story that could have been covered up, didn't need to be made public, but it has done. Like I said, nobody got hurt. There was no member of the public affected.
Well, and the other thing is, there's been no ramifications from it either.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
nothing's happened. It was just a little bit of a boys arguing between each other. Nothing got any fisticuffs or nothing. And
which I'm guessing happens a lot more frequently than we know.
It's happened at every club I've been at, but it's just never been out in public in the open. We've always done it in a controlled environment.
Exactly. So this was in a private setting. There's no video of it. So how's it got to someone within the media?
But was it where...
It was in a public forum, so I was out front of one of the rooms.
But then how's it got...
I have no idea.
What did Wide...
The other thing is, I know you sort of say it's come from him, but where we're at, we had a shocking performance in Mudgee. Our game was terrible, and we've been getting hammered in the media for it. The last thing we needed was something to come out about us. And I don't think anyone in the group would want to leak anything because... we're copping it as it was on the field. We don't need to cop it for what's happened off the field because that's something, that could escalate and put more drama, which it has throughout the last 10 days since it's happened.
Who was involved? So it was Ravalawa and Musgrove. Yes?
Yeah.
What does
it's in someone's interest for Ravalawa or Musgrove to get into trouble. It could be in someone's interest. It could be in your interest for Musgrove because he's a front rower. Again, I'm not saying it's you. I've got no idea. But I'm saying... There is incentive for a player, and this is why stories get leaked. This is why coaches get stories about coaches get leaked because there'll be a player I can bet
pushing for another coach. But I
exactly because they're on the outer with the coach.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming.
Do you believe it could be him, Jimmy?
Woodsy? No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
Oh well, then that's the end of that.
But I
that's the end of that.
I find it very difficult to believe how it's not someone from within the organisation, whether it be a player or official or whatever.
Sorry to cut you off. I don't believe it's him either because it's so obvious. You know what I mean? Like, he's got media connections, so it felt like, no, I don't think Woodsy's that dumb.
Yeah. My other thing is I do 3 podcasts during the week. I don't have to talk about it 3 times. It's fill my head in.
This is to put a cap on it. You asked him what Danny Weidler said. This is what he said. What's this podcast called? They're all footy talk. Oh, how creative. This is...
Come on, mate. Charlie named them.
Footy. But the shows are good. I do listen to the shows. I just forget what they're called. This is what Danny said to Michael Chammis and Adam Peacock.
Look, okay, let's go back to James. And I respect him as a former footballer. But not all journos are getting stories necessarily from a player. And I can tell you, James, that this story did not come out of a player's mouth. So he doesn't have to worry about a snitch in this instance. However, the Dragons, there's been several stories written about the Dragons and having a leak or a mole or something like that. And I think even Craig Young went on the record, their former chairman, about it.
Yeah.
And this has been driven by News Corp, and they are targeting sources of, like, for instance, my story or, Michael, I think your story as well. Why, as a journo, are you writing a story questioning another journo's sources?
Well, that's a different question entirely. I would just say this: the story's right. The story's right, and the story appears to be right. Satisfy you that it's not a player?
Well, it's interesting how he chose his words.
He didn't say dragon. He said
Didn't
player.
say Dragons player.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, I think we've covered that one enough. We can keep talking about it if you want, Woodsy.
I think you hit nail on the head. It wasn't a player. Let's leave it at that.
All right, we've got plenty to get through here. We'll lighten it up. Let's just get to the big story, the elephant in the room. And you're a big elephant. Macca's and Room Hot Water bring us Triple M footy. Jim Beam bring us Prime Time. We'll bring you the team news. There have been some late changes, not only the new teams that we saw on Tuesday. We'll do that right after this. Triple M rocking footy for another season.
Triple M's Footy Prime Time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
New to Sydney Breakfast. Mick and MG in the morning.
We're talking about movies that have scarred you for life.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
Mr. My family will pay cash. Whatever ransom you're asking for, they'll pay it.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it's the hose again.
So that was actually Prince Harry talking about his project.
Mick and MG in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Sydney's Triple M.
When it's nearly game time, it's time to raise a Jim Beam. To the heroic wins and the unfortunate losses. to the hometown heroes and the away fans who came out all that way. It's time to raise a glass or can of Jim Beam to footy. So grab some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
We are Triple M Footy.
Multiply the excitement this NRL season with Ladbrokes Same Game Multi. Available on every game this round. Download the Ladbrokes app today. Ladbroke it. Gamble responsibly.
Triple M Footy.
Hi mate, I'm the builder. Just checking in.
No worries.
You are using Rondo's steel wall and ceiling systems, right?
We found a cheaper alternative.
Are their products compliant?
Not sure.
I don't want anything but Rondo. It's simply not worth the risk. With Rondo, you get the peace of mind knowing all products are high quality and have been designed and tested by qualified engineers to ensure they're structurally code compliant. You may be able to find cheaper products, but cutting corners has a cost. Rondo, we're behind the best buildings.
Sometimes the Panthers are everything.
That's forward.
And sometimes online dating is everything.
That's forward.
So, whenever footy is everything, get the footy you want. With 12 Panthers games exclusive to Fox League, available on KO.
When you're talking about footy, it's time to raise a Jim Beam.
To the season ahead, to the winners, to the home team, and to the away fans who made the effort.
You know who I reckon we're going to be toasting this year? Craig Bellamy, because I think we agree he's probably done this year, and he's going to deserve all the plaudits he gets. It is time to raise a Jim Beam to footy. So grab some Jim Beam for the game this week, but remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Get a read on the NRL and AFL. Get a read on F1, supercars and autumn racing. Get a read on your sport. Get a read on today with the Daily Telegraph and subscribe for less than you think. Hurry, search Daily Telegraph offer today.
At AMP, we know wealthy feels different to everyone. It's all about what's important to you. So whatever wealthy you want, we're here to help you get there. AMP, banking, retirement, super and advice for whatever wealthy you want.
You probably didn't know that some of Australia's best truffles are found in Canberra. Maybe because Alice, the owner of Pialago Truffles, is the humble type. Like her truffles, she's pretty grounded and doesn't like to wax lyrical. Her dog Jonathan, on the other hand, is better at the promotional stuff. He said Pialago Truffles is surrounded by some of Canberra's best wineries, with an award-winning chef and 5-star dining. Now he's saying he found a stick, a really good stick. Canberra. There's more than they're telling us.
Triple M Footy lives on Leicester. Ready or not. McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks footy.
James Graham, Aaron Woods, Emma Lawrence, Dan Ganane. By the way, cricket score. India 3 for 73. So they still trail, but not by many, by 15. That is on day 2. Day 2 of the test match. There's already been 23 wickets. We'll keep you posted there. We're here for Parramatta and the Melbourne Storm, game 1 of season 2023. Now, Triple M Footy, I alluded to a brand new deal, which is very exciting because we're going to be bigger and better than ever. As usual, we'll do all the Thursday night games. Friday, 6 p.m. If there's no 6 p.m. game, middle of the season, we'll do the 8 p.m. Saturday, 3 p.m. as we always have done. Sunday changes. There's been a tweak there. We will now do, when there's a 2 p.m. game, that's the game we do. So that's, what's that, a Fox game? So I guess there'll be a lot of you that won't have access to that. So will be the place to listen to there on a Sunday. For instance, this week and the first few weeks, when there's no 2 p.m. game, we revert back to the 4 p.m. game. That's the games nationally done. But then there's all the extras. Sunday nights, the first few weeks. Every Queensland game. Every Queensland team will be covered here on Triple M and the Listener app. So every Broncos game, which you're probably used to, every Dolphins game, every Cowboys game via Triple M in Townsville, and every Titans game. And if your local station doesn't take the game, you can certainly get it on Listener. Every game we do will be on Listener. Then there's the extras, Anzac Day, Queen's birthday, Easter, all here on Triple M Footy. So it's all very, very exciting. These teams tonight, boys and girls, Bailey Simonson, unfortunately, out for Parramatta. And, geez, had a bugger of a run, Bailey, with injury. It's a shoulder problem, I believe. So Isaac Lume comes into the side. And for Melbourne, Chris Lewis drops off the bench. Bronson Garlick, son of Sean, makes his first-grade debut. Quick thoughts on the game, Aaron Woods. This is a bugger of a game to try and pick because you've got two teams that are clearly very good, but also clearly weakened.
Yeah, look, I think they said Melbourne were the favourites, but I reckon this is a toss of a coin, Dan. It's a 50-50 game. You look at the players they've lost in the off-season, and I just look at Parramatta's forward pack. They've lost Papali'i, Marata Niokore. You know, Sean Lane's had I think it's a broken jaw, I think he got in the last trial.
Yeah.
Madison had the suspension.
We've got to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll go back to that. We've already mentioned it earlier in the year, but we'll go back into him again. And Nathan Brown, who played the grand final, he's still out with a hamstring injury. So it's a complete different forward pack besides the Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo that were there from the grand final. But you're still coming up against a Storm side that's still got, you know, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant, the Sulphur Solomon. They've got players that can just do damaging things at any time and any spot in the field. So it's a game that's, you know, it's a pretty intriguing one that I'm so excited that it's round one. We get to watch it. Really looking forward to seeing Josh Hodgson, how he links up with Mitchell Moses and Dylan Brown and how he brings the forwards onto the board, because that's something he did really good in Canberra, whereas Reid Money was sort of a stand and deliver and just give the halves the early ball. So it's just really good to see how the combinations work. And for a round one game, this is a blockbuster, and I'm stinging for it to start.
Let's talk, dig into this game a little further, closer to kickoff. But Mitchell Moses, is that done, or are we still in the abyss there? Is he going to sign?
About half an hour ago, I ran into Reedy and the Eels CEO, Jim Sarantinos, in the tunnel, and Reedy said, "Come on, mate, is it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?" And he said, "I don't know anything. Honestly, I don't." But it seems like Mitch has made up his mind, and it will be the Eels. It's just a matter of whether it's going to be that extra year that they give him. So Tigers had offered 5 years, more money, Eels 4. So Woodsy's his best mate. Woodsy knows the answer, and he's smirking at us now.
I don't know the answer. I spoke to him, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I said, mate, you do what's right for you. But I said, try and get it out before the season starts, because I know when these things prolong each week, they're not talking about Parramatta the side and how you played your performance. They're asking questions about when are you going to sign, who you're signing for, and it gets to the point where you get frustrated. Your teammates start going, are you staying or are you going, and not worrying about footy. So as a mate, I just said to him, hope he gets it out, but he hasn't got it out yet. I hope he has a cracking of the game tonight, gets 3 points, and hopefully he comes out tomorrow and says he's either staying or going. So at least we know what he's doing.
It's a really interesting strategy Parramatta has gone with. Dylan Brown is signed till 2031. Now, I believe he has a player option in his... Well, it's a player option. It's in his favour every year from 2025 on, right? So that's...
In his favour?
I'm sure it's in his favour. Does that sound right, Em?
I think that's what it is. Not 100% sure.
I mean, that's
an 8-year deal? No.
Yeah. So I don't know how it works if there's, say, a career-ending injury. I think there may be a renegotiation there, I think. But in terms of if his form drops off, and I'm not saying it would, he can just trigger that every year. I believe that's how it works, but it might be a little more subtle than that. Mitch Moses, Jimmy, is now... He's going to sign a deal with Parramatta, let's be honest, for a lot of money. Now, this strategy means they have lost over the course. Now, this happened over the last 12 months. It's not directly involved with this. But because they have kept who they've kept and signed Hodgson and Campbell-Gillard and Barlaw, they've lost Reid Marnie, Isaiah Papali'i. They're the two big ones. Marata Niokore, Oregon Kaufusi, Ray Stone. Now, you can't keep everyone, Jimmy, as Penrith are finding out. Do you like this strategy, the way they've gone about things?
Yeah, look, it pains me to say it, but it looks like they've gone after their key position people, like the spine. And part of that, when you put big money into your spine, yeah, they lost Reid Marnie, but it's a very handy replacement in Josh Hodgson. Well, you can't have strength everywhere, so...
But you get him for 2 years. Let's be honest, you might get 2 really good years out of Josh Hodgson.
Yeah, but then you look at how they're going to pay Mitchell Moses, Dylan Brown, Gutherson really well. You know, you can't have it all, and that's the strategy that they're going for. It works so well for the opposition that they're playing here today.
Yes.
In terms of, you know, putting most of the money into the spine of the team, and that's the most important part of it. And then, you know, who's to say Brad Arthur isn't gonna, you know, rediscover a new Papali'i, because that's what he did with him. So you've got to back the coach's judgment, where, like Bellamy does, where he gets these people that no one really knows, or Papali'i was on the outer at the Warriors in previous years. So,
absolutely.
And he saw that raw talent and brought him up. Maybe that's the strategy that Brad Arthur is going to implement and go, I'm going to back my spine, and everybody else, I'm just going to bring them up to a new level.
You're so right. When this started, I reckon that people really took notice when Melbourne got done with the salary cap in 2010, and they just said, right, we can't keep the big four, so Inglis moved on, but they kept
their spine.
Some fair players, Cronk, Slater, and Cameron Smith, and they just built around them, and they had players like Brian Norrie, I seem to remember. Ryan Hinch, what a great player he was, perfect for that system. But that's really where we saw that style is just get your big three, and if you can get a big four, fantastic. But a big three and play it around that.
They also had big bodies. I think Parramatta, they've also put a lot of money into Campbell Gillard and Junior Paulo. Yes. You look at their backup middles, they're not big bodies, and they're going to rely heavily on Junior Paulo and Campbell Gillard to play 60 to 65 minutes every week. They're rep players as well, so they can't have one of those big boys going down because they're an integral part of this side.
Plus, as well, Dan, I really like Hopgood as well.
Gun.
Yes. Really like him. He's one of those players that Arthur could really get the best out of.
But even someone like Sean Lane, he's not on a whole lot of money either, and he had an incredible season.
Someone I'd love to have is Ryan Madison. I think you've said we spoke about it ages ago, Woodsy. I don't think we've spoken about this enough because it happened after the grand final. We sort of tuned out then. There was World Cup. There would have been other things that we sort of didn't pay the attention to this. If the magazine shows, you imagine if NRL 360 got a piece of this when it happened live.
Kenny and hair and shreds off him.
You've got a player who says, and sounded lucid enough when he said it, didn't sound too Mad Monday hammered. He said...
You know what, I'm on his side for one thing here.
Just let me say,
Sorry, you go.
He basically said, I don't want to pay a fine. I've already paid a lot of frivolous fines this year. It was $4,000.
Yep.
And he took a 3-week suspension. Now, at some point, about a month later, he woke up, or Parramatta woke up and said, what the hell's going on here? Went to the NRL and said, hang on, sorry, listen, can you forgive us? Emotion of the grand final. And the NRL said, no, you made a decision. That's the end of it. You have to serve your time.
Well, I mean, I had some words about it. Like I said, I've played with blokes that would pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to play a game of footy. But did he think at the time maybe his trial matches might have come off the suspension? That's probably the only thing.
It used to be that way. You used to get 2 off, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember you used to be able to get 2 off, but he was suspended for 3 or 4 weeks, I think it is, 3 weeks. So unless he thought he was only going to miss 1 game. But, yeah, like if that was one of my teammates, if it was myself and I took the money, I'd be filthy myself.
Well, you're a current player. Don't answer this because I don't want to get you into trouble. I've already asked you if you're the
Happens anyway, don't worry.
Jimmy, I thought the club honestly paid the fine. I actually think every single fan listening just assumed that the club or someone on behalf of the club coughed up the fine.
Well, yeah, you probably can see how you would think that. And when that call from Matheson came in to the general manager or whoever it may be is, I want to take the games.
Filthy.
Dan, I've said this before. I can't even believe it's an option.
Yes,
it's true. I can't even believe the NRL give you the option to take. I've said this before. It's Bart Simpson. He wins the prize on the radio, $10,000 or the elephant.
He does this too.
And Bart Simpson picks Stampy the elephant, and they're like, hang on a minute, we've got to go and find ourselves an elephant. It's like, you can imagine the person at the NRL putting out the press release about Ryan Matheson, and it's like, hang on. He's taking... he's doing the games, and then you'd be... Should we release this on the website? Because surely he's not. You don't take the games.
And
you don't do it.
Surely then, before they release it, the club say to him, no, that's ridiculous, and we'll find a way, we'll pay it.
Yeah, let's go
That's where the club.
Let's go up to the directors and have a whip round for 4K, which I'm sure, Parramatta making a grand final, some merchandise sales go missing, and all of a sudden it's redirected due to Ryan Mattison's fine money.
I would have said, sorry guys, someone's taking me phone, I'm on Mad Monday. It was only a joke.
You've played this game before. Maybe he's just a bad poker player. He's gone all in thinking, Parramatta will say, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, you know what?
Yeah.
There's a Queen of the Nile in the corner at the Leagues Club. We'll just pull it. We'll pull out the notes of that. We'll work out from that. And they've gone, all right,
Do you think the NRL should have let Para change their mind?
No way.
No.
You make your bed, you lie on it.
All right.
But it was still so far out from the season.
Emma, I reckon it should have been one of them. Are you sure?
Yes. And then, are you sure again?
Right. Ryan, I reckon Volandi should have called up Ryan Matson and gone, mate, we're getting this through that you're taking you're taking the games. Are you 100% sure?
Needed Eddie Maguire on the call. Just string it out. Are you sure you want to lock that in right?
Come back. Do you want to phone a friend?
Hey, speaking of phoning a friend, we phoned our man from Ladbrokes, Tommy Hackett, back for another year. Ladbrokes joining Triple M Footy for God knows how long now. What a pleasure it is to have you on board. Thank you for your support once again. Tommy, how was your summer?
Hello, boys and team. It's great to be back. It was a long summer. It feels like it's been a long off-season, but you team are in just mid-season form already. Jimmy Graham's dropping Stampy the elephant references.
Yes.
This is a stunning start to the season for your team.
You know what? It's those trials. I don't know about you, boys and girls. It's those bloody 2 weeks of trials. After that, it's all right. We're ready to go. Maybe the trials are a good thing. We know the Storm are slight favourites. I'm going to guess, Tom, that is more to do with their past than this current lineup versus Parramatta, because it does look really evenly matched. But we know Melbourne, 20 years or something in a row, 2021. There was a bye in there 1 year, so some people had the number one off. Either way, it's an incredible round one winning streak. Are the punters on their side tonight?
I think it's one of the best stats in Australian sport, the Storm's dominant round one record, but there are some punters that do think it could end here tonight. The Storm, they're still the favourites, but only narrow favourites. They're $1.85. All the late money here is coming for the Eels. They've been $2.30 early in the week. They're now into $1.95. The Storm are as short as $1.60, out to $1.85. If this money continues in the next half hour, we could see these two sides starting to pick them. It would not shock me if it's $1.90 apiece come kick-off time.
Yeah, well, that's quite the shift, isn't it, Tommy? And what about first try scorer betting? I'm just having a little look here. I'm thinking maybe Josh Hodgson, a short ball, or perhaps even Harry Grant. Are the punters liking any of their middle forwards, or is it the usual suspects for first try scorer betting?
It is the usual suspects here, Jimmy. Bit of support here for Harry Grant, as you mentioned. He's $21, but Mike Acevo, even though the Storm are the favourites, Mike Acevo's got such a strong first try scorer record that he is the favourite in first try scorer betting. He's $7.75. Xavier Coates, he's $9. Will Warbrick, I think, is in for a big year. He's $10.50. He could be the value here for mine. And he always is very popular. Clint Gutherson, $13. They love to get him around him, Eels supporters. But the best back at a big price, Cameron Munster, $21. Storm supporters do like to get around him as well. So he's the worst result at the moment for the Ladbrokes book. Cameron Munster at $21.
And Woodsy said what you should do if he drops the ball, you should say it's War Brickhouse. Right.
I like that. What about a same-game multi, Tommy? We have to start the season with a winner.
Yeah, it would be nice to start the season with a winning here. And I think there's a bit of value to be found in this game. So I'm sticking with history. I like the stat too much to tip against the Storm here. I like the Storm to win this game. I like my man Will Warbrick to score at any time. I like Will Penasini for the Eels to score at any time. That'll be $12.45. And if you head to the Ladbrokes Mate Mode section in our community, you can follow that in same game multi and get it straight into your bet slip. So $12.45 for that same game multi.
All right, beautiful. I just, you know what, the streak's going to end. The Undertaker streak at WrestleMania. It came to it, mate. He was 21-0, and then Brock Lesnar was the one in 21-1.
Vince McMahon, that's a shame that he let that happen.
Should never let it happen.
You can't let that happen.
The Parramatta Eels might be the one in 21-1 for the Melbourne Storm. Multiply the excitement of this NRL season with the same game multi. Get the Ladbrokes app today. Ladbroke it, but please gamble responsibly. Yeah. Thank you, Tommy.
Thanks, team. I'm not sure the Eels are quite Brock Lesnar.
I was just going to say, I reckon if Brad Arthur doesn't incorporate that into his speech, he's missed a massive opportunity right here. Just gather the lads round like, hey, if Lesnar did it against The Undertaker, then we can do it here.
You into the WWE?
Mate, are you... Mate, But not now. Not now.
No.
Mate. Sort of attitude era. Oh my goodness, Dan, I
Jimmy,
did not get enough.
Get back into it because it's in a sweet spot. It's in the best place it's been for 20 years. There's two really good Woodsies into
You'd be
it.
the tribal chief, wouldn't you, Dan?
Even I used to be obsessed with it. I'd race home from netball training to watch Raw and SmackDown.
Then you became an adult.
I loved it.
Triple M, rocking the footy for Maccas and Ream. This is NRL prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, Parramatta and Melbourne, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam, but please drink responsibly. More after this.
Triple M's footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
I got to get used to this, Jimmy, all season. Raising a Jim Beam.
Yeah, that's right. It's time to raise a Jim Beam to the season ahead.
Yes, to the winners.
To the home team.
To the away fan. I don't know how many away fans we're going to have tonight, but I can see some purple over in the corner. So to the away fans who made the effort, it is time to raise a Jim Beam to footy.
So grab some Jim Beam for the game this week.
But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange, so please drink responsibly.
New to Sydney breakfast. Mick and MG in the morning.
Some of the more famous vegans might explain why veganism isn't really catching on, because Woody Harrelson, he's one. Toby Maguire, that's why he was Spider-Man. He's not anymore because he can't get his strength up. You won't believe this one. The Exorcist. Linda Blair is a vegan.
Well, that explains her pallid complexion.
That's why your head goes around and around.
That's why she's so angry all the time.
Mick and MG in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Sydney's Triple M.
The parent meet and greet with sweaty armpits. The family holiday with her entire family.
Whoa, 99 bottles of beer.
The drive across town with the mother-in-law.
Oh, and Deborah kept going on about her divorce and the proceedings. Honestly,
The Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten that Triton.
We are Triple M Footy. Multiply the excitement this NRL season with Ladbrokes Same Game Multi. Available on every game this round. Download the Ladbrokes app today. Ladbroke it. Gamble responsibly.
Triple M Footy.
What about cleaners?
Yep.
Mechanics?
Uh-huh.
Builders?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever hard work you do, Cbus are making your money work as hard as you.
Power workers?
Yep.
Factory workers?
Mm-hmm.
What about truckies?
What do you think?
Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PTS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
And we've road trip, flown, sailed, even caravan of courage around every nook and cranny of Australia.
And you've done none of the work planning or organising any of it.
Until now, because cadetparks.com.au is the easy way to get away. So easy, even a wild card like me can organise a family getaway to over 300 holiday parks around Australia.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Check it out. I just did it on the G'day Parks app now.
Hamish proof. That is easy. G'dayparks.com.au. Here's good.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Need a forklift? Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift. Toyota is the world's #1 forklift brand with a great range of pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Get a Toyota forklift.
Triple M footy lives on Leicester. Ready or not. For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Yes, Jim Beam, bring us prime time. It's set to be an epic match tonight. That's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Lights taking effect here. And we've got both teams on the field. Parramatta right in front of us here at the Parramatta Leagues Club. And it's a beautiful Sydney night. The conditions are perfect. Do you guys feel the chill? Just the last couple of days, it just feels like footy weather is just starting.
Thankfully.
About time.
You're saying it's getting chilly?
I'm just saying when you wake up now and it's not, oppressive. Doesn't feel like Mumbai or something. It feels like actually autumn has arrived and winter's not far away.
You're not sleeping in just your undies now. You're sleeping in more clothes.
You're not a PJs guy, are you?
Are you just your undies?
Not much, really, yeah.
Oh, I don't think he even wears undies.
Yeah, now you said more clothes, would you? I think you're backtracking. I reckon you're a pyjama wearer.
No, I'm not.
Good.
I get them for Christmas, but I never wear them. I'm not like old footy shorts.
It's a lazy gift, that is.
Yeah.
Pyjamas for a bloke.
There's no effort into it.
Do you sleep, and I'm not asserting anything here, because I think this is a trend, do you sleep in the same bed as your missus?
Yeah, so I've got my missus and my little fella.
Yeah, it's becoming increasingly popular, separate beds.
Really?
Yes.
To get a better sleep.
Yes. I'm noticing this. There's a lot of friends are doing this. That's
like married couples or just fair income.
Yeah.
But not even couples that...
I know one. Benji does that.
Well, you're allowed to say...
yeah.
Are you allowed to say that on air, though?
Are you? He's said it a million times.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
He was the one I was thinking of, but I didn't know if that was a...
I mean, it doesn't mean any...
No, it doesn't mean nothing. He just wants a good night's sleep, he reckons.
But couples that... It's not just like they're 50 and they're over each other. Like, it's couples that are just married want to sleep better.
Although Tom Brady did that, and look what happened. So
he's got plenty, but
Tommy might have made a little mistake there. But anyway,
what about his undies shot that he put up on social media?
Haven't seen it.
Did you see that?
We really are back on Triple M footy, aren't we? By the way, wicket in the cricket, 4 for 79. I'm guessing that's a tea time score because not much has happened the last few minutes. 4 for 79 India, so they trail by about 15, 13 or 15. I don't have an exact score. I know Australia absolutely collapsed, as per usual, but still had a nice, healthy lead. Quick questions. We're going to take one more break. So quick questions here, gentlemen and lady. Will Brandon Smith be the slam dunk at the Roosters everyone seems to think he will be?
Yes, I do.
I reckon so. I reckon the style he plays suits the Roosters' style. They love that, the onto the ball, the bash and barge, straight over the ad line, nice and fast. And that's just his style of footy with Lodge, Hargraves,
lots of quick
Lindsay
play the
Collins.
balls.
Yeah.
You look at Manu, Tedesco coming in. Oh, yeah, he'll be...
he's an extra middle forward.
They'll be really difficult to stop this year.
Speaking of the Roosters, they've come up again because they signed Spencer Leniu. They had another signing too, didn't they?
Dominic Young.
Dom Young. That's right. Now, people
but the other thing is, I
raising
think,
questions.
Is Hargraves retiring at the end of the year?
Well,
Spencer coming almost suggests that is the
and then
case.
Tupou might be going.
I would think that this
so
is
there's not
probably,
really like much of a drama there.
No, but you know what it's like. Anytime the Roosters get a player of consequence...
Go to Robinson's house for dinner and they're done.
Yes, well, it was interesting reading Andrew Johns today in the Sydney Morning Herald. He thinks the salary cap is broken. Is he right? He doesn't have I don't think he has a solution. No one seems to have a solution, but he says the salary cap in its current form is broken.
Oh, well, there's never going to be a correct way because players will go to the good sides to get for a little bit less because they know they're going to win, and then they'll make the rep sides and they'll have a successful, season. Whereas the lower tier clubs have to sign players for a bit more money to give them that light of coming to them. That's the reason why they've got to get them. They need to get that big name, then they can try to get names around them. Whereas you look at the Roosters, you look at Melbourne, they've got the core players that players want to go down and play around and know they're going to have a successful season/career.
But why wouldn't you? Like, on the topic of Spencer and Dom, who were offered more money elsewhere, of course, if I were them, and sure, it's less money.
Yeah.
But knowing that there's a high chance you can win a comp, the connections that you make at that club, the people that the likes of Nick Politis can introduce you to, businessmen, what comes after footy as well. Then plus rep footy and money from that.
I understand with Dominic Young, but Spencer Leno, he's come off 2 comps already. He's won 2 comps in a row. And if he's going there for less money, he wasn't going to get big money at Penrith as it was.
I think Lenu's not necessarily leaving for money. I think he's leaving
Squeezed
for
out?
a starting spot.
Okay, yep.
I think
he is a starter.
He's a
He is
starter,
a starter.
and he's behind Moses Leota, who I think is up there with.
I think he's the best. I think he's the best prop in the game. I personally think he is.
Leota.
He doesn't get a lot of credit.
He's overtaken Fisher Harris.
I think so. You look at physically, defensively in that grand final, he was one of the best players on the field.
He's a rock.
And you watch his carries. He gets them at the start of the set. I love Fisher Harris, one of the good, but he always carries off the back of Brian Toto.
Yeah.
Whereas Moses Leota, he creates his own
tough run.
Yeah, he is a tough
run.
Oh, mate, he is a very tough human being. That's why I think Spencer Lenu is looking at it. And also, you look at his minutes he's getting. He's come off the bench. He's playing like 20 to 30.
That's right.
And I think he's gone for an opportunity to be the main prop or the big dog starter at a team like the Roosters. I think that's more behind the move than any financial incentive.
I was reading today, why do you think the NRL has a salary cap? I was actually reading the NRL's definition because I was looking at third party and sort of reequating myself, because I think this is where the Roosters beat a lot of other clubs, is that they've got so many third party connections and high end of town that don't necessarily have a link to the club. But it's funny, just the basic explanation. Why do you think the NRL has a salary cap?
For fairness of competition.
No.
Promote fairness.
Now, so everyone thinks that. You look at the NRL's explanation.
What is it?
To stop the poor clubs from overspending. Now, I'm paraphrasing. They don't use those exact terms. But point
so they
one,
don't have to cover them.
Point one is to not allow the poorer clubs to overspend to the extent that they send themselves broke. And that makes sense because the NRL's concern is keeping those contracts, those TV contracts. And if they lose a club, those contracts become... Gee, I nearly got myself in trouble there. Those contracts become null and void. Yeah. So that's point one. Then it goes on to talk about it creates fairness. But
they're primarily protecting...
That's exactly
so they don't want to have to bail out a club.
And that's right, because if they had no salary cap, and I think it would take one person, like Terry Hill 30 years ago against the draft, it would take one person to claim restraint of trade, and that would be a slam dunk case, and the salary cap would be thrown away.
Well, it is for the greater good, isn't it? That you have a salary cap. And to Andrew Johns' point, I think there are elements of it as broken, but if you look at the positive of our competition, Dan, you've probably got 13 to 14 teams that can make a genuine case for the finals, a genuine case for 4 or 5 teams to lift the trophy. Now, you compare that to other sports across the world and other sporting competition as a percentage-wise, who can actually win the league? You got the Premier League.
I was going to say, we have no salary cap. We're the Premier League within 2 years.
Exactly. And then you've just got you want to see real inequality and spread of talent, that's when you get it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break because we're not too far away from kick-off here. Triple M rocking the footy. It's not far away. Jim Beam bring us prime time. Ream Hot Water and Macca's bring us all the action, which starts in about 10 minutes.
To McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
I made a lot of accusations tonight, Woodsy. I'm going to make another.
Here we go.
I think you love sitting under the shower for extended periods of time.
Mate, you know me too well. I was doing it today with my little fellow. I had a swim and then sat under the shower.
I knew it. See, I know you so well. and for the very best in hot water, you have to have, if you're going to spend inordinate amount of times, you need hot water to stay steady, hot and strong. You have to install the Ream.
100%, mate. That's exactly what I'm looking forward. And, with over 80 years of manufacturing in Australia, Ream has been building Aussie tough water heaters for Aussie conditions.
And they have that comprehensive selection. Boy, we've been telling you this for years, haven't we? The continuous flow, the solar options, including 6-star energy efficiency models, plus warranties of up to 12 years on the most advanced Ream water heaters. So what do you do, Woodsy?
You ask for Australia's favourite brand, and that comes on steady, hot and strong.
You ask your plumber to install a Ream.
New to Sydney breakfast. Mick and MG in the morning.
Fred Buster, Lenny Walter, 10-year-old twin boys. The reason I got a vasectomy. Can I tell you this? The other day at my favourite watering hole, Jimmy's, Jimmy said, why don't we get you boys behind the bar and you can serve? And they go, great. He put the aprons on them. They went behind the bar and Fred came up and goes, you're off tap, Dad. And he goes, you'll get nothing here but fresh air.
Mick and MG in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Sydney's Triple M.
The 7-seat Kia Sorrento. Kia's most awarded large SUV ever. Unlike any other SUV in Australia, the unrivaled Kia Sorento is available in diesel, petrol, hybrid and plug-in hybrid technologies. The Kia Sorento, awarded and unmatched like no other 7-seat SUV. To find out more, visit kia.com.au or visit your nearest Kia dealer.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Paddy's Market's Haymarket and Flemington are well known for their fresh fruit and vegetables. But did you know Paddy's is home to fresh seafood, poultry, deli goods, including a great selection of international cheeses and meats, plus freshly roasted nuts and more. And Paddy's has all your market favourites, including great value clothing, flowers, toys, sporting goods, even party wigs. You're sure to find a bargain at Paddy's. Paddy's Haymarket open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every Wednesday through Sunday. Paddy's Flemington open Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
We are Triple M Footy. Thanks to the Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be a problem with that.
Hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a ream. King G, pushing the limits in comfort, technology and design.
What do they say? Strap yourselves in, boys.
Yes, let's go.
Triple M Footy.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on Makita Power Tools. Score even more at our massive Makita Mac Cash event exclusively at Total Tools this Thursday to Saturday. Spend $4.99, get $100. Spend $9.99, get $200. Spend $4,999, get up to $1,000 Mac Cash to spend on any Makita product. Beat that! Our low prices will not be beaten. But hurry, must end this Saturday. Total Tools, low prices on every tool for every trade. Guaranteed.
Meet Ezra. Shh. Oh, sorry. With a family asleep, he likes to use his nights to get on top of his tomorrow.
It's my me time.
And tonight, it's his re-time.
Refinancing. Who knew it would be this easy?
With Macquarie Bank, you can get a home loan quote in 3 minutes. And with rates on the move, it's a great time to make the move.
Sorted.
So get ahead of your tomorrow and find out in minutes what refinancing could save you. Search Macquarie Home Loans or call your broker so you too can say,
I bank with Macquarie.
Lending criteria, fees and T's and C's apply.
Get prepped for uni with Officeworks. With 3rd Gen Apple AirPods with charging case, $249. Or a 27-inch Philips Full HD monitor, $189. Great value at Officeworks.
Triple M Footy lives on Leicester.
Ready or not.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
It's Parramatta and Melbourne. Yes, indeed. Eels and Storm coming up in a few minutes here on Triple M Footy. I'm told the kickoff is bang on 8 o'clock, which doesn't sound like rugby league to have such a definitive time like that, but we'll find out in a few moments. 7 o'clock Queensland time, of course. Tomorrow night, Maroon will be heading up the call team for a very interesting game, actually. Warriors and Newcastle. They're mysteries, both of them, particularly in the night. So we'll see Kalen Ponga at 6 and Jackson Hastings there, and also Lockie Miller at fullback, and then the round will continue Penrith and Brisbane, which you'll get on through Listener and Triple M in Brisbane and some of our Queensland stations. So big couple of days to start Triple M Footy. We are going to bring James Graham and Aaron Woods and the M Alliance in right after this. The teams are getting ready to come out. Triple M rocking the season opener for 2023.
The parent meet and greet with sweaty armpits. The family holiday with her entire family.
Whoa, 99 bottles of beer.
The drive across town with the mother-in-law.
Oh, and Deborah kept going on about her divorce and the proceedings. Honestly,
The Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten that Triton.
Triple M Footy lives on Leicester.
Ready or not.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
You can't stop what I got.
Lights have been turned off here, and we've got the flames going off, and we've got people coming out the tunnel, which means the teams aren't far away. James Graham, how important round one? It's 1 of 24. It's no more valuable in terms of competition points, but how important is it to have a good showing opening night?
I think it depends where you're at as a team. So both these two teams here today, they'll be okay as long as they perform well, but there are some teams that are desperate and they realise they need a good start because they can't afford to play catch-up later on in the season. These two teams have both got the ability to catch up later on in the season or readjust, but make no mistake, you want to start the season off well. It takes me back to a memory, I think it was a couple of seasons ago, where the Parramatta Eels started the season against the Bulldogs here on this very stadium. It was a very tight, close encounter, but there was fireworks from the get-go. Yes. Campbell Gillard came to play. Borlo came to play. The battle of the middle tonight is going to be so important. You look at Melbourne's forward pack, they're down on so many troops. The two Bromwich brothers, Carfusi, Christian Welch playing his first game in a long, long time. That's where I think the Parramatta Eels just have a slight edge over the Melbourne Storm, and that's in the middle of the park with the two gun forwards in Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Borlo. They both play long minutes, and I really think, as well as Hopgood as well, I think that's where the battle of this game is going to be won.
It is a very different looking Melbourne pack, isn't it, Aaron Woods? Nelson Asava-Solomona and Harry Grant, we're well familiar with him. Christian Wells back, as Jimmy alluded to, but then Trent Liero, who's been around for a little while now, and Eli Katoa, the former Warrior. He is the exact player that Melbourne turned into a diamond. The exact type play. We know he's got ability, and here they come. The Melbourne Storm out on the field. Their team tonight, Nick Meaney, Will Warbrick on debut, Remus Smith, young Tanamaipaia. He's not even in their top 30. That's how short they are on troops. Xavier Coates, Cam Munster, Jerome Hughes, a formidable 6 and 7. That forward pack, Asava-Solomona, Grant, Welsh, Liero, Katoa, Josh King, and the bench, Tyron Wishart, Alan McDonald, Jordan Grant, and Bronson Garlick on debut. The Melbourne Storm in a predominantly white jersey tonight, and they are parked at the northern end, waiting for Clint Gutherson to lead out these Parramatta Eels. His co-captain, Junior Barlaw, comes out as well, and the two are onto the arena. Mitchell Moses follows. Clint Gutherson, the fullback. Mike Acevo and Isaac Lume are the wingers. Will Penasini and Will Blake, the centres. Dylan Brown, Mitch Moses, the halves. Forwards, Regan Campbell-Gillard. Josh Hodgson, Parramatta debut. First game in just about 1 year. Junior Barlaw, Bryce Cartwright, Matt Dury, the former Bulldog. Jermaine Hopgood, the former Panther. Jira Momoisia. Take note of that pronunciation. Momoisia, Jack Murchie, Woody Mugreg, Makahesi Makatoa. Aaron Wood, your tip, please.
I'm going to have to say Parramatta in a close one by 2 points, Dan.
Okay, what about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm back in Parramatta as well. They look ready to go. They get the baseball bats out to begin with, as we all know and love, Dan. If you're looking down and you Clint Gutherson, the forwards have said, please don't kick it to Nelson, so we'll give it to Christian Welch instead. And Campbell Gillard and Borlo are there, ready and waiting. Here we go.
2023 NRL season begins, and it's the Melbourne Storm receiving and running to the northern end, the southern end here, and it's Christian Wells first to hit it up. That will feel so good to him to get that first run out of the way. Crowd about 20,000 here at CommBank as the Storm here barely up to their own 20. Trent Liero mostly off the bench until this season, but no Kenny Bromwich, no Felice Corfusi anymore, as Melbourne now struggling for metres, it seems. Nelson Asava-Solomona, that's a strong run. He's on a second effort, got that to the 30-metre line on his side of halfway. Played to Grant with a new haircut, throws it to his left to Welsh, running down the edge there, where he's chopped down 12 short of halfway in the tackle, Matt Dury. And they go one out again on tackle 5. Plenty of pepper in that defence from Josh Hodgson. A bit of help from Campbell Gillard as well. Very good defensive set from Parramatta as Jerome Hughes goes the conventional kick straight to the left wing of Mike Acevo. And Sevo bringing it back. Gee, Ramby on his own player. Got to be careful there. Wunga Blake there. But no one impeded according to the referee. And Sevo will play it 20 short of halfway. No score. Triple M rocking the footy as 2023 now underway, as Parramatta just working it up the middle. Lume's had a little bit of first-rate experience. This is his 7th game. In fact, he had experience at the Melbourne Storm as they work it up the right edge with Campbell Gillard. Another one-out run where he runs into Cam Munster and 2 other Melbourne Storm defenders. This is a seeing out period here for these sides. Oh, a forward pass it see from Hodgson across the halfway line as it eventually went outside, inside, and the tackle here affected on Parramatta, 42 metres out. The man who gets up is the number 11 in Bryce Cartwright. Here's a kick which is neither here nor there. It's straight down the throat of the fullback, Meaney, and Meaney is up to his own 20. And now he's driven back. They can't get him to ground, but that doesn't matter. On the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, 0-0.
Yeah, what a great start defensively from both these teams to kick off the season. Not much ball movement early doors. You can understand why. Both teams just feeling each other out as Melbourne look to move the ball wide.
Now, here's a little opening, it seemed, for Xavier Coates, who was one in off the centre there. Now from dummy half on the next play after Coates was tackled. A great run by Munster, but then Munster got caught up in traffic. Under armour pass because he thought he was going into touch. It was caught by Hodgson. Melbourne say he knocked it on, but play's not dead, so they can't challenge. And that's Parramatta ball on halfway. Maybe a lucky break for the home side. But they've got it now on that halfway line through Will Penasini. And he works it towards the middle. And the crowd now starting to make some noise. Hodgson, again a line ball pass. As the man he gives it to, Dory, is working it up 42 metres out. Dory, 18 first grade games. Horrible injury run at the Bulldogs. Comes to Campbell Gillard. Welsh racing up on him. Campbell Gillard evades him. Took a bit of contact, but still made some good metres. He'll play it 35 away to Hodgson, who throws it left as it goes now across from Moses. Absolutely smashed as he threw a pass to Brown. And Brown puts the ball down, but it doesn't matter because that was like a car crash the way Mitchell Moses was collected. And if this is dangerous, this is 10 in the bin if last year is any guide.
Yeah, Dan, there was absolutely no need for it. It was a late hit from Elise Katoa. And look, honestly, he passed the ball and they created an error already from Dylan Brown, but there was just no need for that late hit. And like you said, Dan, if it's going to go from anything that would happen last year, he'll be 10 in the bin because that was quite late and there's just no need for it.
I would have loved to have seen Dylan Brown catch that ball though. They created a huge opportunity. Hey, make no mistake, Moses was under pressure, but the pass was perfect from him. He was hit that late off the ball, it didn't even affect the pass.
There was no need for the late hit, but what Parramatta are doing, they're creating the quick play balls for their big men with the ruck, and they're just giving them, they're getting one or two markers on the ground, and Melbourne just, they're retreating with a defensive line.
That was all Campbell Gillard, a big charge
Great
in.
carry.
Welsh rushed out, he uses a little bit of feet, attracts three defenders in, trying to claw him down, he gets his nose through, plays the ball quickly, and that's when bang, Hodgson, that wide ball, plenty of movement between the forwards, nice little interchange of passing, but it appears that Ashley Klein's only put the offender on report.
Only on report. And you know what? On replay, the Harvey Norman replay, I think that's the right call, Jimmy.
It wasn't high.
It was late. It wasn't high, and it wasn't so late that it was obviously an obvious attempt to maim the passer. Moses, 19 in from touch. Oh, the kick predictor has a sponsor again. Gerard Malouf and partners say it's 94% and it's on the money. Parramatta start the season with a penalty goal. We are 5 minutes into this contest, and on the Beacon Trade scoreboard, it's Parramatta 2, Melbourne 0. Emma on the other side of this.
Reckon a $3,000 grant from Ream will help kickstart your plumbing career? It'll definitely help with paying off your TAFE fees. Head over to ream.com.au/apprentice and apply for a Ream Apprentice Plumber Grant today. Applications close April 21. T's and C's apply.
Oh, gee, I've missed being at CommBank Stadium. The atmosphere is just absolutely incredible. Everyone feels so close and the noise kind of echoes in here. We've got 17,000 fans, which isn't capacity, but gee, it's so good to be back here. They love rugby league out here in Western Sydney.
Yes, indeed. That's a touch disappointing, actually, which is surprising for Parramatta. They normally pack this joint or go close too. But you're right, Em, it is a good atmosphere as Dylan Brown takes the kick off and bringing it back as Campbell Gillard. So if you've just tuned in, Parramatta penalty goal, 2-0 over the Melbourne Storm. Josh Hodgson feeding it on now to Bryce Cartwright. Good, strong, hard run from Cartwright. Just gets up outside his 20 where he's wrestled to the ground by Liero. Now Barlaw is working it up the middle where he's met here on tackle number 3 as Munster last to peel off. Geez, they're getting some good metres down the middle of Parramatta as they go one out through Dory. Geez, Dory looks good as they work out now to Jermaine Hopgood, the Panther, the former Panther, and he carries it to halfway. So that gets Parramatta to the end of their set where the ball is put up end over end by Moses, and it's going to be easily caught 10 out from the Melbourne defensive line there, and the man who brings it back, that looks like Xavier Coates. He's collared 2-0 Parramatta.
Yeah, Dan, something I noticed already early on in the game here. Last year, Parramatta played a lot of job angles off their halves, but with Hodgson this year, he's just bringing them onto the ball nice and early, and they're just getting over that advantage line, and it's just creating a din in the Melbourne Storm defensive line every time. So they're winning that battle in the ruck, and I think it's all coming down to Hodgson at the moment in his early days.
Yeah, as well, Woodsy, what Hodgson does, he has a really good wide pass.
Yep.
It's not playing lateral, it's playing with width for the forwards, get the ball on that BC defender and generate quick play the ball.
Yeah, here's a kick, I believe, from inside the 40. It hasn't got the angle for 40-20, but it does turn Gutlerson around. Melbourne, I think, sensing they weren't really doing much damage up front, so just trying to turn around the momentum here, and a good chase led by Josh King and Jerome Hughes. Parramatta now stuck inside their 20. Micah Sevo working it to the centre, doesn't go too far on tackle 2. Lume. He is barely over that 20.
Good run.
Oh, but he shakes off 2 defenders. That's the run they needed. He then wears a heavy shot from Nelson, but that just gets them out of trouble. And the penalty as well, if you don't mind. Massive run, Isaac Lume, and it looks like Eli Katoa is again the sinner. That's the second penalty he's given away. Parramatta are about to go on the attack.
Yeah, great touch finder as well there. It's just probably just a little bit extra in a ruck they didn't need to do, but it was a great carry from Lume there, Dan. He just got in and just worked right hard around the middle forwards of the Melbourne Storm there.
Tackle 1 after the penalty restart. They're inside the 30-metre line in front of the post. Northern end. Barlaw plays it. Hodgson to the other front rower in Campbell Gillard, and he is knocked over. And they stay on him for a split second, slowing it down. Hodgson to the right as it comes from Moses. A lovely short pass as Dury changes angle, works back to the middle, but is taken in a tremendous one-on-one tackle by Munster. Oh, geez, he gilded the lily there by staying on for too long. Ref let it go. Now, beautiful exchange of passes as a little touch pass from Wanga Blake out the back to Sevo. Defence converges near the sideline. Sevo flings it in field. Comes off a Melbourne hand. Taken by Parramatta, and Dylan Brown will play it, but that is just the first tackle. Now it goes to the open right, where Junior Barlaw carries it up the middle, gets his familiar offload, back to Moses, who was waiting in shortstop, then throws to the right to Dury, gets it on to Pettis. What a tackle by Xavier Coates. They had Melbourne shot, but the Storm with some sensational scramble. It remains 2-0.
Dan, the scramble on display from the Melbourne Storm here tonight is second to none. It was over here in this near corner where they stopped almost a certain try. Micah Sevo, of all people, he had 3 people on him. The try line was beckoning. One play in, offload from Barlow. They get a 3-on-2, and they scramble over in the opposite corner. What about the desperation from this Melbourne Storm to start the season?
What about the attack from Parramatta as well?
Yeah. Lovely little touches, little turn-up plays. Outstanding play.
Wanga Blake's touch pass around the back was more delicious than tiramisu. As now, here comes Remus Smith, the Melbourne Storm centre, and he's brought down 7 short of halfway. Well, these are 2 very good teams, and even if they're slightly weak, and they're bringing the heat tonight, as Welsh now over halfway. 2 points to 0. No tries, but 2 points to 0 Parramatta on the scoreboard for Beacon Trade as it comes to the open left. Nice cut-out ball as Meany gets it on. Now Coates kicks in field. Needs the bounce. It's in the in-goal, but it just keeps going. It needed to sit up. Meany was beaten by. Oh, that's brilliant stuff from Melbourne. They've gone the length of the field and almost scored.
It's a very similar play to what Parramatta just did down the other end of the field. They created another number by using the fullback to swing and getting their lock forward to pass out the back to him. Coates makes a break down the sideline, just gets a bad kick back on the inside, which puts him under the pump. But the last 2 times Melbourne have had the ball here, Dan, they've created opportunities, so they've got it in them.
Beacon Trade with the scoreboard supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, and the best electrical products and services, making every tradie's job easier. Great to have you on board, everyone at Beacon Trade. Here on Triple M Footy is now Parramatta 42 metres out from the Melbourne line. Late in the tackle. Oh, Moses takes the line on and wears one. Big Nelson was all over him there. Right side of the field. Dylan Brown comes in to make the kick, and he puts up a nothing kick as he tries to pin his man Meany in the corner. Meany catches it, gives it to the winger Coates, and Coates brings it out to the 20. 2-0, Parramatta 11 gone.
Boys, this game's gone end to end. The fatigue factor's already coming in the game already. Melbourne have got 4 forwards with hands on knees, out of play already, and Parramatta just struggling to get back on side. The pace this game's been played at has been that quick, and they've just given a penalty away in the ruck, Parramatta here, giving them an easy piggyback out.
It does feel, Jimmy, doesn't it, that Melbourne are just getting on top momentum-wise. This is their first chance to start a set, either on halfway or beyond.
Yeah, like Woodsy said, both teams sucking in the big one. It's a very relieving penalty for the Melbourne Storm. But like he said, they're creating plenty of opportunities. That play before, it's the old style run around, but it's on an edge where players look like they're going to dint into the line and just popping it up out the back to the support sweep runner who's running around and creating the overlap. And the Melbourne Storm, what about the pace on Xavier Coates? That kick back inside, that's millimetres or a fraction away from bouncing straight into the arms of Nick Meaney.
On the stats for Troy St. Sills, 2/3 of the game has been at Parramatta's attacking end as Asfa Solomona just rams a tackler or attempt to tackle her out of the way, but then he puts the ball down as he tries to hustle a quick play the ball. That's a win there for the likes of Bryce Cartwright, who was in the tackle, and he's complaining now. This one they can challenge because play is dead, but I don't think they will. I think the ref Ashley Klein got that one. It was a knock on, 2-0 Eels.
Yeah, Dan, so what they've said to us in the preseason is that if you're trying to fight real hard to get to the play of the ball, they're going to give benefit of the doubt to the defending side now. So with these captain's challenge, you've got to be very careful because Solomon has just pushed Campbell Gillard to the side and he's tried to get up, and then it was a hand in there, but they're going to go with the defensive side this year. That's just what they've come out and told us at clubs.
Cricket update, India in front, 4 for 101 now. They're up by 13 on day 2 against Australia. So now here comes Parramatta in pretty good field position. They start this set just shy of halfway, and it's Penasini brought down, followed up by Micah Sevo, and there's a 6 again call. Second set restart of the game on the Choice Hotel stat. Geez, Cam Munster is going to get himself in trouble. He's really working the referee over, taking an eternity to get off these tackled players. It's almost Cam Smith-esque. Now 40 away as Hodgson feeds it on here to Campbell Gillard, and he barrels into the line where he's met and put down here by Christian Welsh and one other there, and Josh King. Played thrown left, Hopgood at 13. Throws it on to Moses. Moses to Brown. Brown's pass line ball as he found Runga Blake. Blake just had to take the tackle. Melbourne's defence sliding very well on both sides of the field. Barlow now, he just works it into the line here. Nelson's there along with King, and no chance of an offload. 18 metres out. It's going to come down to this last tackle just left of the post. Shot side kick. It's Hodgson putting it through. Getting there first was Meaney. He poked his nose in front of Micah Sevo and taps it out the back line. Dropout. There's a little taste for Josh Hodgson.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Josh Hodgson doing what he does best. He skips to the short side. He's got 2 hands on the ball. He's eyeing the pass. He's looking to throw it, and then bang, just a tasty little grubber kick on a piece of string, and he forces the repeat set.
But what I love about that is Dylan Brown and Mitch Moses are on the open, and he comes to short side because he knows that Melbourne have put an extra defender on the open where both those players were.
Short dropout. It goes the 10. Dropped by Melbourne. There was a collision. It was Wanga Blake and also Bryce Cartwright. Now, they're okay, but the jolt forced the ball free, and then a hospital pass inside the 20s. Boys, we've got 200 games to get through. Just settle down as Melbourne hold on to the ball, but it is hard and now stuff. They're right to react the way they are. Now they have lost the ball. Christian Welsh got a chance, a little offload, and it was put down by Harry Grant. And that gives Parramatta the ball, 35 out. The humidity and the pace starting to tell here at CommBank Stadium. Eels 2-0 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, some uncharacteristic early errors for the Melbourne Storm, especially at game 1 in the season. They normally complete high and grind teams out. That's what they've been known to do, especially in the early stage of the season. But they've just forced a couple of passes there. Nelson putting Munster through a hole. It was on, but probably not expected from Munster. He gets a quick play of the ball, and then that just creates that quick movement, and they're they're just making silly errors at the moment, the Melbourne Storm, especially early in the tackle.
From the scrum win, Melbourne working to the right as it comes from Moses away to Dylan Brown. He gets out of a tackle, but then is put down by Munster. 10 in from touch on the right side. Munster again stays on for an eternity. Crowd aware of it. Now it goes back inside here to Matt Dury, who punches it up to the 10-metre line. They've opened up the left here. This could be the play here as it comes from Campbell Gillard across to Hopgood. Hopgood, no, takes it up himself. Maybe because they got 6 again. He doesn't need to force it, although he gets the line. Hodgson away here to Campbell Gillard. Campbell Gillard dropped down 5 away. Boys, you've got to control yourselves. Now it comes across here, Parlour, and he swivels around, and he's got no one to give it to, and he's playing it 5 away. Nelson gets off him. Centre field, Hodgson out of dummy half to the left of Moses. Moses to Brown. Lovely cut-out ball. Steve-O! Oh, no, it's a forward pass. It didn't have to be. They had Melbourne shot. Oh, Moses and Dylan Brown, the pass from Brown. Gee, that is right in front of us. We are stuck on the 10-metre line, which is usually a curse, but we had a pinpoint view. Oh, look, now, Sivo's taken it 2 metres in front, but that doesn't necessarily make it forward. That pass had so far to travel, momentum did take it at least some of the way.
Oh, honestly, Dan, I thought it come out of the hands backwards and then floated forward. Sivo holding the paint really well, and what you caught it early, Dan. They've loaded up to this left edge. They must be seeing something about Melbourne's right-hand defensive systems because they've come to... Oh, we've made a break from the scrum.
Young Connor McPayer, he beats 2 defenders, makes it up to his own 30, or Gunderson gives away a penalty. Now, that's the problem. Munster has a little bit of subtlety when he stays on. Gunderson is so obvious. That had to be a penalty. Emma Lawrence, we haven't heard from you for a while. What's doing down there?
My heart rate's a bit up, Dan, after this match so far. It's had a bit of everything. Bit of razzle-dazzle, some try-saving tackles. You mentioned the conditions a bit earlier. Pretty tough out there for them. 22 degrees and 73% humidity. So
yeah, that's
they're bugged. Some of those forwards, you'd imagine in the next couple of minutes, the first few interchanges.
Yeah, 73%. That'll do it. Ooh, a shaky play the ball there for Melbourne as it comes out to Josh King, and he works it up to within 42 metres of the Parramatta line. It remains 2-0. Parramatta leading on the Beacon Trade Triple M scoreboard. Munster to the left, away to Meany. Turns it on the inside. Cutting back to the middle, but taken around the waist. And Dury is going to be the last one to get off in there. 30 metres out, left side, comes to Munster, works it to the open right as he runs, and he almost finds a little way through. He's met here and put away. Centre field now. Hodgson with the tackle. To the right it goes on the next play. Jerome Hughes having a dart at the line. He's one of the most run-happy halves in the game for good reason. Met 10 away. Last tackle right upright. Green. Short pass to Welsh. They've got him, though. They've got him. And that is a changeover. 4 Parramatta defenders all over Christian Welsh. How many times last year did Harry Grant set up tries, one pass off the ruck inside the 10? Well, Parramatta knew it was coming. 2-0.
Yeah, Parramatta really needed that as well because Coach Brad Arthur will be fuming. Can you concede a forward pass, you pack your scrum, then you concede a line break, then a penalty. So it's imperative that the Parramatta Eels held out, and perhaps it's that big Nelson. I think they score there, Dan.
Triple M Seabus Super expert comments with Jimmy Graham and Aaron Woods. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Parramatta having a battle here, getting out of their own 20. Well, Dylan Brown's pass on that occasion looked more forward than the one that had a try cancelled out as he gave it on to Penasini, or Wanga Blake on the left side. Ooh. And tackle eventually affected, and now upended in the tackle was Regan Campbell-Gillard as he flew into the line like he was shot out of a cannon. On the following play, Jermaine Hopgood, hasn't he been busy? And we knew he was good. That's his 5th run. 8 short of halfway. One of many Hopgood who just couldn't crack it at Penrith because of the dearth or the embarrassment of riches they have. So now the kick is deep, and it's taken here, and the fullback Meany works it up the left edge, brings it to 20 metres from his own line. Good run. Great run, Remus Smith following up. He's gone 15 metres there, and he'll play it now. Centre field, Parramatta running to the southern end. There's Hughes catch and pass. Is that Will Warbrick? It is. It is. He's had a few runs early in sets as he works to the middle there. That's followed up by Remus Smith again, playing it on the halfway line. Sharp play the ball. That allows Green to explore there. He's barreled in the tackle. Hopgood was there after Barlow got him nice and low. Last tackle comes to Munster. Left of the ruck. Kicks high. Going to drop down 5 metres out. Lume doesn't look confident under the high kick, but he takes it. Great chase from Melbourne. That is Trent Liero there leading the chase. And now Parramatta with some work to do here. 2-0. Good action-packed game. 21 gone. Triple M rocking the footy for Ream Hot Water.
Yeah, those are the little 1%ers that Melbourne Storm do so well, and it's their kick chase. Parramatta Eel players struggling to get back behind the ball, and they're going nowhere in this set down.
So this is tackle 4, where it's about to be played by Gutherson, 20 short of halfway. And they can simply go one out on the next play through Cartwright, and he's more sideways than forward. So they're going to need every bit of Moses' booting from well inside the 40. All he can do is kick it down the middle, straight down the throat of Meany. Takes it, into stride, runs down the left edge, over the 30. Now he's hit hard. Barlow was there along with Dory, but they're only 14 short of halfway. So Melbourne enjoying the best of it right now as Munster picks it up and runs out of dummy half. Gee, a lot of short haircuts for Melbourne here. A lot of players look actually pretty similar. 6 more tackles here as it's worked up the middle by Xavier Coates. He must have put on some bulk in the off-season because his runs out the back have got a lot more starch about them. He makes it to within 40 of the Parramatta line. Christian Welsh now hits it up, gets an offload away, and followed up there. There's a support player. That looks like Nelson, who's clutching at his head here, and that's showing on the big screen as we speak. Referee saw nothing, so we continue as he plays at Nelson, 28 metres away. They're stacked the left side. Meany away now to Tonamapaya, who's met and put down 12 metres away from the Parramatta line. Played now and thrown to the open right. Munster got a shaky pass, had to bend down for it. That took a split second away. Gave it to Grant. Grant back inside to Welsh. Another offload. Away now to King. Josh. He pops a pass back as he's falling. 10 metres away. Little kick from Grant. It's not bad. Sevo takes him forever to turn around. Boy, oh boy, he was like the QE2 there, just dawdling back there like an ocean liner. And he tapped it back, line drop out, 2-0 Parramatta.
Yeah, last 5 minutes, you've really noticed that the outside backs of Melbourne have really got them into the game here. They've really won their field position, but something you noticed from this year compared to last year, Christian Welsh's late offload, they really missed that last year, and Harry Grant's got to be really aware of that now. He missed that first one, but the last 2 is getting them real late, and the defensive line's retreating, and that's where you can get those big edges that are pushing up on the outside of them.
Short restart, Parramatta, tap it back. They've got it, Sevo, brilliant. And I think this might be a sign of things to come across the NRL. Almost exclusively short restarts. They must have done the analytics over the summer because every dropout we've seen, I believe, so far has been short.
Yeah, both teams 1 from 1 down. It's a great tactic when you pull it off, and obviously they're willing to risk doing a defensive set right on the try line, but when it works effectively, it's a huge momentum changer.
So Parramatta now, we're still waiting for our first try. With Junior Barlaw now carrying it upfield. It takes 3 to get involved to put him away. Nelson's starting to look a little tired. I don't think he's long for this stint of the game. He'll have some company, though, from both sides. Moses puts up a kick. Geez, no distance on that. Plenty of height. So the chase gets up nice and quickly as Meany takes it. Carries it to within 18 of halfway. Hughes pops in the dummy half, throws it on to Coates. Rather Warbrick coming in from the other side to take a hit up. He makes it to within 9 and halfway. Pass the crowd thought was forward. Now it seemed okay as Welsh is bumping his way up to the halfway line before he's felled eventually. Now Eli Katoa, contentious start in the game, gave away a couple of penalties, hits the line hard here and gets a sharp play the ball. Grant now to Munster. Munster left foot kick towards the left corner. There's Coates comes through. Now Gutherson came through. Did he touch it or did it beat them all into touch?
Where do you want to play the ball?
And no, it's going to be Parramatta's ball. So the ball just kept going and going in the Lawrence sideline.
First interchanges of the match. Christian Welsh and Nelson Asofa Solomona have come off for a spell, and into the action, Jordan Grant and Alec McDonald.
Okay, thank you, Em.
Yeah, this is fantastic football from both teams here. You see there, it's the sharp feet of Harry Grant out of dummy half, gets the ball to Munster in a split section. He puts the kick over the top on his left foot. Xavier Coates chasing down, but who's there to make sure, shield the ball out of play? It's that man that never stops.
25 and a half minutes gone. Where's it gone this game? There's a possible wicket in the cricket. We'll check on that. It's a catch. They're checking if it carried. Australia might just have had their 5th as now they're working it upfield here, Parramatta with Junior Barlow. That's a great run. He's only made had 6 runs for only 31 metres until that one. That one's probably his best run of the night so far, as it comes across to Matt Dorey, as he's working it up towards the halfway line. Played to Gutherson, and all over him is Munster from dummy half. Munster knew what was going on there once Gutherson went to dummy half. Played to Hodgson, fires it out quickly to Mosley. Now he was taken heavily, and I think this is going to be a problem. That's the second time he's been collected late. They've both been pretty obvious, and that is a penalty, about 10 metres out. It's where the ball lands.
Yeah.
That's, I believe, Alec McDonald.
Yeah, he's straight on the field, Dan, and he's looking to make an impact and do the 1%ers, like I say, that Melbourne Storm do so well. A bit of kick pressure. That's a tough penalty to concede. Yeah. A very tough penalty to concede. I'm not sure about that.
Look, Mitch, he's milked that, but you just can't touch the halves near their legs, because anytime you get one hand on their legs, they're going to lay down. It's going to be a penalty.
I'm with you too. He jumped into McDonald was just standing.
I know, but if you get any one of your hands on their legs, they're going to blow a penalty.
Come on, Woodsy.
I'm telling you.
Are you the snitch?
No, I'm not.
I think that's where the referee's going to use his own discretion. That's not a penalty, Dan.
Where's common sense gone, boys?
So I'll give you this, Woodsy. The crowd reacted, and that had an effect. And the naked eye, because we're all following the ball peripherally, it looks spectacular. But you can certainly understand why it was given a penalty. Parramatta 5 metres out. They ignore the kick, and they're going to go for the try as Moses switches back to Gutherson, and all over him is that Munster again? Munster has got it in for Gutherson tonight. He's all over him. Now the next way, Dury goes one out. He gets inside the 10. Parramatta 9 out. They've opened up the left side where they almost scored earlier. Slow play the ball. Guess who was in the tackle? Comes to the left now. A sloppy passing. Barlaw taps it on. Brown loses it. And that is a cheap turnover from Parramatta. Melbourne rushing up. It was like we had the 5 metre rule there. They were all over Parramatta.
Yeah, Dan, look, before they played a bit of patience. It looked like they were just going for the big play there. They didn't generate any ruck speed. It was a real slow play the ball where Munster was just laying in. And I think they should have just put one more in and got a quick play the ball and then tried to play off the back of it.
Munster's coming off here, and this doesn't look great. What are you seeing there, Em?
Yeah, he's clutching at his wrist. So he's holding at his right wrist. Whether that is a forearm or a wrist, we'll go and check, but he seems to be in a lot of pain.
That's not good news.
That's massive. You don't come straight off the field like that.
Hopefully, what would be a best case? Dislocated finger, maybe. Here's Sevo from the kick from Melbourne, which is deep, and brought down Micah 25 metres out from their own line. 10 in from touch. 2-0. We still haven't had a try. And it's been a good end-to-end game. As working it upfield, Wanga Blake, and that's followed up by Bryce Cartwright's run. 3 there, needed to put him away. And the tackle affected, and Cartwright gets up. Play to Hodgson. Gets it on now to Murchie. Murchie to Gutherson. Keeps it going to the right to Penasini. Oh, he looked slick there. He was moonwalking past the defence as he stepped back in field, finally brought down by Tonamaipea. Ball played to Gutherson. There's no Munster marker all this time, so he's allowed to run. Pops the pass as he's falling to the former Raider and Warrior Murchie. And Murchie put down 31 metres out centre field. Last tackle. Hodgson to the right side to Moses. High end over end kick. This is the Lumiere side, but he's nowhere near it. Great take by Meany, who raced forward, took it, and made a few extra metres to boot, and added it up with a sharp play the ball. And now on the next play, Wishart has been absolutely hammered in the tackle. The ball has flown out as it comes down to Parramatta. This is the 0 tackle. Now it's Bryce Cartwright who's got it. He gets an offload away down the left side to Gutherson, and Gutherson's wrapped up. Geez, that's unlucky for Melbourne. They could have been given a penalty near their own line, but instead they were given 6 again, and they coughed it up straight away. In fact,
that should be a penalty inside the 40.
That's what I thought. Woodsy as now comes to the open right to Hopgood. Hopgood now pops the pass back to Dylan Brown. He escapes out of a tackle. He's inside the 10. He then runs at Meany, who makes a crucial tackle. Ball about to be played in front of the post. Surely Parramatta, they've got to get over soon. Barlow tries to carry his way and cross his way through. He almost does. Oh, they had an overlap there too, but Barlow went himself just to the right of the post. 3 tackles gone. Hodgson to the right. Gutherson must score. Must score. He draws in his man, gives it on, and it's Will Penasini who has the first try of season 2023. The Storm could not hang on any longer, and it's Parramatta 6, Melbourne 0.
Boys, that's the effect of Josh Hodgson there. Like I said earlier in the game, when he kicked it down that short side, he had his 2 indicators in his halves, in Dylan Brown and Mitch Moses on the open. This time they're lined up on the open again. Gutherson stays on the short side. They've got 2 defenders against 4 attackers. And then Hodgson just finds Gutherson. He beats the winger in Coates that just comes jamming in and gets a nice pass to Penasini, who scores untouched. This is what Josh Hodgson brings to the game. Jimmy said it earlier, the width of his passing. He did it the set before, he created an overlap. And the longer this game goes, the more he's injecting himself and he's creating a danger for this Melbourne defensive line.
Yeah, well, it started out Parramatta were favouring their left-hand side, but they've gone right a couple of times lately, and they've got some joy there, especially now that Munster's not defending on that left-hand side for the Melbourne Storm, and I think that was the key missing part there, because you saw Barlow nearly go over. I believe if Munster's there, he's screaming for numbers over. This is a 3-on-1 here that the Parramatta Eels create. There's nobody there. I feel if Munster's there, he's got a strong enough foot and a strong enough presence to bring the defenders over, but he's missing. He brings so much in attack. Let's not forget the defensive work that he's brought with some great reads already.
Unbelievable.
But I think we'll see more of Parramatta's attack go to expose the young Tyrone Wishart over on that left-hand side for the Melbourne Storm.
So Moses is 9 in 10 in front touch, but only 51% on the Triple M Gerard Malouf and Partners Kick Predictor. Choose the compensation experts for maximum payouts. Visit gerardmaloufpartners.com.au. Here's the kick. I tell you what, Kick Predictor is on the money because it had a low number, relatively speaking, and Moses pulled it badly. No goal. 8.5 to go first half. It's Parramatta 6, Melbourne 0. Triple M rocking the footy for Matt.
Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman. Catch all the action with LG's 65-inch OLED Evo Smart TV for $3,195 and save a massive $900. Kick off the new season while stocks last at Harvey Norman.
Not great news for the Storm. So Munster went straight up the tunnel and he's broken his finger and it's popped through the skin. So a compound fracture to the finger of Cameron Munster. He was in a lot of pain.
Aren't those things, gentlemen, weeks?
Depends how bad it is. Sometimes you can play the week up, but it just depends how bad the compound fracture is.
When you hear the word compound, that's always the nasty word in there.
It's just because the bone pops out, but if they can get it back in, and it could look all right.
Okay, so if we have any further news on that, we'll certainly let you know. Emma on the money there is Junior Barlow carrying it up to within 20 of halfway. Oh, and a strong run. He kept going, but the ref said he was held, so he's going to have to walk it back, at least for a few metres there. And he'll play it. Okay, the NRL physio, he's still going. If fractured, will most require at least 3 to 4 weeks recovery. Isolated dislocation, much quicker recovery. Very best case could be back tonight. Well, there you go. Jeez, that's a wild swing, isn't it? I could have said that. He goes good, the physio. I got his database during the summer, and boy, oh boy, it's an extensive list of injuries for all the players. Now, Remus Smith, brother Xavier Coates bringing it back here. He has definitely put on some weight. Xavier Coates, he was a rake, but now I know I'm getting him confused with Remus Smith. But I'll tell you what a great weapon to his arsenal if he can make good meters out the back, apart from all the attacking prowess. 6-0, Parramatta 6-0. We're struggling to work it out here, and the number 17 is Jordan Grant. He's played 5 first-grade games for the Storm, and he plays it up the wing tackle. He's 16 short of halfway. Hughes from inside the 40. He's going to get some good angle on this kick.
That's a great kick.
It turns Gutherson around.
The chase is even better.
Yeah.
He's pinned into the corner. Oh, and then he swivels and throws a pass to Sevo, and as adventurous and as successful as that pass was, Sevo lost me. Now an awful pass out of dummy half has stayed down low, and a great catch. A great catch there That was Sevo who made the catch. And now is that Sevo clutching at his shoulder there? One of the Parramatta players. In fact, that's Wunga Blake. We'll check on that with Emma. So there might be more dramas there, although he seems to be shaking that off. By the way, that wicket confirmed in the cricket. 5 for 117. India lead of 29. That is going to be a fantastic finish tomorrow, that one. As now Moses, he kicks from inside the 40. Not as much punch on the Parramatta kicks, it seems, although their chase is good as well, as it's brought back and got it to within 21 metres of halfway, and that was, again, Xavier Coates, his 8th run. He's already closing in on 100 metres. Tonopapaya runs sideways and exposes an overlap in defence as he gives it to Hughes. Hughes gets it onto Warbrick, and Warbrick is brought down. Warbrick seems to be playing a bit of centre with Ruben Smith out on the wing. Whether they're interchanging or that's the way they've got it, as now on the next play, it's Eli Katoa over halfway and up to the 40-metre line. Jerome Hughes, remember, no Munster at the moment, throws left Hughes, away it comes to Wishart to Meaney, delays his pass, pops it into Tonopapaya. She's been good, young Tonopapaya. Give him a contract, for God's sake, Melbourne. 22 metres out. He plays it now and going up the left edge. Is the second row of Liero, swivels, pops a pass back, King inside the 10. This has been a wonderful set. Now for the finish. So they got the polish as Hughes jumps to the left, but Grant kicks it straight into a Parramatta player, not played at, and called a knock on. And even if it was played at, it doesn't matter because Hughes has knocked it on, although he's going to challenge this. So now they're going to have to check.
Do you remember we have a captain's challenge from Melbourne?
If it was played at.
The decision that they knocked the ball on, they believe Parramatta knocked it on first.
Yeah, and okay, so maybe Hughes is saying, okay, I knocked it on, but they knocked it on first, but
I reset the tackle.
Was it a boot stuck out or was it a genuine knock on? So Grant kicking.
Kick chase from Melbourne on the right is onside. The ball is then played at by Jack Murchie.
Yeah, he's
playing on at this point.
So there's no knock on here, Parramatta, but it's played at. So it just comes down to whether Hughes knocked it on or not. 5 metres out, this Harvey Norman replay. Is this our first captain's challenge of the year? Now. Hopgood has stuck a hand in there, trying to jolt it out of Hughes' hand.
Knocked the ball
I think this is a knock on.
Yeah, it looks like he's had it and he's just tapped his hands tapped the ball just after Hughes has got the ball. So that's a loose carry.
That's what I mean. I think this is a Melbourne knock on. I think they're going to win this. Not on what we've seen so far. Now, his best case.
Just looking to determine if when Jermaine Hopgood touches the ball, Jerome Hughes already has possession.
Yeah, G-Man, just bear in mind that he's playing at the ball.
I mean, at best, he's going to get a.
Well, the refs just said he's playing at the ball.
No, but they want to know if Hughes has got
Although
full
Jerome
control.
Hughes has possession, Jermaine Hopgood's hand has hit the ball. At the point that there is possession, Jerome Hughes maintains possession past that point. He then knocks it on.
Wow.
The challenge is unsuccessful.
Right, okay. So that's it. That's their challenge gone.
I don't know why the Para fans were booing. They got the call. They got the right call. They should be happy.
I don't think they understood. Honestly, because it was such a intricate explanation, maybe they... They didn't. Now they realise it's Parramatta's ball.
It's the right decision. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the right decision.
I thought their best hope might have been Melbourne there, inconclusive or simultaneous.
Yeah.
You'll keep your challenge, but he didn't even get that Jerome Hughes. So it's going wrong a bit for Melbourne here. They've lost Cam Munster. They're down on the scoreboard 6-0. Now the challenge is gone. Triple M rocks the footy for Ream Hot Water.
Yeah, it's a big 45 minutes for that man, Jerome Hughes. He kicked well before and he got the kick chase, and I think he realises that's how Melbourne Storm are going to win this game, through grinding it out and his own little bit of individual brilliance along with Harry Grant, because you lose Munster and you lose a lot from the Melbourne Storm. You really do.
It's amazing how evident that's been in the, 3 or 4 minutes he's been off already. Parramatta now carrying it forward. Hopgood, 20 short of halfway. Hodgson. Oh, wait a Moses. Oh, no, it's not a delightful pass. It's forward pass. It was too good a pass. Dory almost went through.
That sign's there, but Dan has gone back to the left edge where Cameron Munster was defending. Wishart's out there now, and it just looks like the cohesion in defensive line. Wishart's come in. He's not standing there with his back row and his centres. He's just got no trust there at the moment.
It's not forward.
I think that's a great ball, but I think because Mitch is going back, it looks worse.
And you're right there, Woodsy. It's he fades back. It sort of baits Wishart towards him. But, tough call on Moses there, but you're right. They're going to look to exploit the the lack of Cameron Munster, especially defensively. He brings so much to this team, so much energy.
Seabus Super with the expert comments. Melbourne gifted the ball here on the 30-metre line. Well, if they can score before half-time, that'll change the tone. They've stacked the short right here, and Hughes goes for a run. His pass knocked down, dropped by Sevo, and he's cost himself an intercept try.
That was a bullet. Did you see how far the ball went off Sevo's
20 metres.
He's got abs of steel. It hit him in them, and it went like 20 metres.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
30 metres out, Melbourne. So they start again. It was like that never happened. They work it up the middle here through Alan McDonald. 6 more tackles. Grant now to the left, away to King. Plenty of metres here for the Melbourne number 13. He's inside the 10-metre line now, just to the left of the post, where he'll play it. Dury gets off eventually. Comes short side. Grant away now to Liero. Tries to batter his way to the line, and he's met. Now, that's the set-up play. They've opened up the right. Moses needs to get off. Now it goes the short side on the next. Whanamapaya draws in 2 defenders, gives it to Coates. Coates throws it in field desperately because he was going to be thrown into touch. Hodgson had a crack at that ball, but he puts it down. His eyes were like dinner plates. And that's going to be Melbourne ball via a scrum. Bit lucky there, the Storm. Great defence, Parramatta.
Yeah, outstanding defence over on that far right-hand side. It was a 2-on-2 that Melbourne tried to exploit there. And I think, thankfully, Josh Hodgson didn't get in the clear because, as an old English friend of mine, I don't know if he'd have made it past the 20 down.
He'd be looking for support straight away, I reckon.
Sure, yes. He would have, would he?
So from centre field, Melbourne Hughes, right foot step, beats another, almost gets there. Sensational run, but a great tackle by Hopker to save the try. Ball played here, Parramatta all over the ruck as it comes here to the number 17, Jordan Grant, and all he can do is run it into 2 defenders. Murchie was there, so was one other. Comes to the open left on the next play as it's fired out here to Wishka. Turns it inside to Liero, and he's clobbered in the tackle by Dury. Matt Dury, he might be a 2 or 3 year veteran of this game, but you get the sense he's announcing himself tonight. This has been wonderful stuff from the former Bulldog.
Dan, we spoke about players before the game. Who's going to stand up like Papali'i 2 years ago? Matt Dury, he's coming from the Bulldogs. He's coming for an opportunity. And tonight he's been outstanding. His defence, great shot from the inside there on Liero, forces the ball free. But his lines he's been running off Mitchell Moses with attack as well. He's just been a great option out there, and he's held his own tonight.
The Parramatta, a bit of steel in this defence. 6-0 they lead on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Great carry off the scrum.
That's the number 16, Woody Moo Greg, who's got a bit of Matt Dury about him just in gait, but bigger unit, Woody Moo, and the tackle is followed up by another one out. Here's Murchie. Stands very upright, Jack Murchie. So when he gets struck in the midriff, it looks more spectacular than perhaps tackles of similar route to other players. Comes from Hopgood now. He shovels along to his left, and the man he gives it to, Bryce Cartwright, is wrapped up and put on his back. Slow play the ball. Short side play. Hodgson. Away comes now Dylan Brown. Away from Dylan Brown to Gutherson, and Gutherson is wrapped up, and last to get off is Remus Smith. On the final play comes 2-point field goal for Moses. Oh, he almost got it flushed through, went 48 metres, and then was taken on the full. There's only 4 seconds left in the first half. Only 4 seconds left in the first half.
What about the thinking from Mitchell Moses there? Wow.
The last play, I don't think we're going to see anything adventurous from Melbourne. And Coates just works it in with a 1-out run. And that is just a lovely whetting of the appetite for 2023. That's a wonderful 40 minutes. It's Parramatta 6, Melbourne 0. I think there's another wicket in the cricket, by the way. There is. India 6 for 118. There is a rights holder.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
With over 1,000 stands in 2 huge locations, you're sure to find a bargain at Paddy's. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au. Thanks for checking out Triple M's new breakfast show, Mick and MG in the morning. You've now got the chance to be stranded in the Whit Sunday with Jimmy Barnes and Ian Moss.
It's Jimmy Barnes here.
Massive. Tomorrow from 9.
Triple M.
The 7-seat Kia Sorrento, Kia's most awarded large SUV ever. Unlike any other SUV in Australia, The unrivaled Kia Sorrento is available in diesel, petrol, hybrid and plug-in hybrid technologies. The Kia Sorrento, awarded and unmatched like no other 7-seat SUV. To find out more, visit kia.com.au or visit your nearest Kia dealer.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Paddy's Markets, Haymarket and Flemington are your one-stop shop for everything from fresh produce to general goods. After Sydney's freshest seasonal produce in the Sydney Basin, we'll get down to Paddy's this weekend. Em, what do you get your hands on?
The freshest seafood, meats, poultry, fruit and veg. Dan Haymarket is open 10 till 6, Wednesday to Sunday. And Flemington is open Friday 10 till 4:30, Saturday 6 till 2, and Sunday 9 till 4:30.
That's it. See more. Follow at Paddy's Markets Haymarket and at Paddy's Markets Flemington.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on Makita Power Tools. Score even more at our massive Makita Mac Cash event exclusively at Total Tools this Thursday to Saturday. Spend $4.99, get $100. Spend $9.99, get $200. Spend $4,999, get up to $1,000 Mac Cash to spend on any Makita product. Beat that! Our low prices will not be beaten. But hurry, must end this Saturday. Total Tools, low prices on every tool for every trade. Guaranteed.
G'day, Corey Parker here, reminding you KFC Supercoach NRL is back. There's a whopping 50 grand up for grabs, plus plenty of weekly prizes. Are you up for the challenge? Play today.
T's and C's apply. New South Wales Auth number TP/01005.
The best horses are back this autumn, and Betfair has all angles covered. Will Animo reign supreme or be dethroned? Will Zaki strike gold or strike out? Betfair offers punters the choice to take on favourites with a lay bet. If the favourite loses, you win. Exclusive to Betfair. Join betfair.com.au or download the Betfair app today. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
With over 1,000 stands in 2 huge locations, you're sure to find a bargain at Paddy's. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au.
For McDonald's and Ream, Triple M rocks footy. This half for Beacon Trade with an upgraded trade program to help power your work. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Only the one try, but the game has been end-to-end. It's been quite exciting. 6-0 Parramatta over Melbourne, and you can score a quick-fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's. Select items available for a limited time. There's T's and C's involved, but 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce.
Do you reckon you could eat that in one go, Dan?
You know what, Woodsy? Yes.
I'd have a crack too, don't worry. It'd be beautiful.
You know why? It's like those hot dog eating contests where, because all you're thinking of is the individual hot dog eating it a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that. And then you see them.
And, mate, did you see how they throw the hot dogs down, Bart?
Oh, yeah.
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, well,
champion.
I was a Kobayashi man, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He was unbelievable.
High controversy.
Very high controversy. You don't want to be someone from overseas winning something on Thanksgiving Day, do you?
So
over in the States.
We have found that we have WWE and WCW in common and hot dog eating contests. It's always a pleasure working with you, Jimmy. All right, this game, let's get fair dinkum. 6-0. Will Penasini scoring. It's been a game of ebbs and flows. Parramatta started great. Melbourne then had a good period but couldn't cash in. Parramatta in front feels like that's the right result to this point.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. It's been a tremendous opening start to the season. These two teams have been desperate. They've thrown the ball around a bit. They've created opportunity, but you can see the desperation in defence from both teams. I think you could really notice a difference when the starting middle forwards left the game. That's with Junior Borlo, Regan Campbell-Gillard, but especially with Melbourne. When Solomona and Welsh went off, you could just see a dip, and then they compounded that with the compound injury of Cameron Munster as well. So Melbourne, look, they're up against it here without their star man. I think they need to get Big Nelson Asafa-Solomona on for 2 stints in this second half if they're going to have any chance to win this game. But I've got to give a huge rap to Jermaine Hopgood, who's work ethic has been second to none. 10 carries, 78 metres and 25 tackles to begin this game. What a start to his Parramatta career that is.
It's funny, he's come from Penrith, obviously. He's playing that Isaiah role. Like, he's that link man, and he's picking the right moments to carry over the advantage line. He's got a really good late offload he showed a couple of times, and his aggression in defence as well. His defence, it goes unnoticed, but another thing, Parramatta have left 2 tries out as well. A couple forward passes, but the scramble in both teams this time of the year, it's been unbelievable. They've both had that many opportunities out there, but their edge defence has been absolutely outstanding. Obviously, until Munster went off, they had a couple of changes. Wishart comes in, the little bit of cohesion in the defensive line on that left edge. They just went on the same page. So, look, Parramatta probably taking a bit more opportunities, and I think it's a fair score, 6-0 at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And to back up another person that's played really well in their debut game for Parramatta, that's Josh Hodgson. He's been crafty out of dummy half, and
it's controlled.
The deception, the little 7-tackle restart he created. It's been an outstanding 40 minutes from the 2 new guys from Parramatta Eels.
Isn't it so obvious, the threat now on the short side that they never had before? So, yes, it would be nice to have Moses on to Dylan Brown, and maybe Dylan Brown would run or he'd pass. Now you got this option of Hodgson. At any moment, he can just zip down the short side and do his own creating.
He's also opening up Gutherson too. Last year, Gutherson was trying to play as a one of the pivots as well off the ruck. Whereas now Hodgson's getting him in position to run and just find that hole. And like we saw in that last play, he had a little kick, creates a last play, repeat set with the dropout. So he's added another dimension here. And I know we spoke about Hodgson and Hopgood, but Dury's been outstanding on that right edge too. Their 3 new players have been absolutely outstanding.
Well, someone's got to fill one of those second row spots, because obviously Sean Lane comes back and also you've got Brian Madison. Jermaine Hopgood, if he continues like this, at minimum he'll be on the bench. He'll be in the 17.
No, you can't move Hopgood out of it. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I reckon they love that role where
Madison comes off the bench
and he can play from 20 to the end of the game.
Yeah, well, he's going to be, what I'm saying is, you've got Hopgood in your Supercoach team.
Just leave him there.
You've had a good 40 minutes. That's it. That's the end of the first half. And the second half on the way after this. Triple M rocks the footy for Ream Hot Water, built for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
To McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
With over 1,000 stands in 2 huge locations, you're sure to find a bargain at Paddy's. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au. Thanks for checking out Triple M's new breakfast show, Mick and MG in the morning. You've now got the chance to be stranded in the Whit Sundays with Jimmy Barnes and Ian Moss.
It's Jimmy Barnes here.
Massive. Tomorrow from 9.
Triple M.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
The parent meet and greet with sweaty armpits. The family holiday with her entire family.
Whoa, 99 bottles of beer.
The drive across town with the mother-in-law.
Oh, and Deborah kept going on about her divorce and the proceedings. Honestly,
The Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten that Triton.
Are you a solar installer or work for a solar business? Would you like to capitalise on your existing customer base and get new qualified leads? Turn a 2-day install into 3 hours by retrofitting an Australian-made fully integrated battery storage system. Do up to 4 times as many installs in a week, making you more money. Clean Energy Council approved, highest quality Australian-made battery storage systems with a massive 10-year warranty. Visit redearth.energy today and join our network of over 1,000 solar installers already part of the clean energy revolution.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
We're all looking forward to a break this Easter, and for many people, they're looking forward to a holiday away from home. That means new people visiting this area with money to spend.
If you're a business owner, advertise on Triple M this Easter to tell holiday makers who you are and what you have to offer. The average person spends around $2,000 over Easter holidays, so if you want them to spend that money with you, advertise right here on Triple M.
Visit triplem.com.au now and click on Advertise Local to find out more.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
With over 1,000 stands in 2 huge locations, you're sure to find a bargain at Paddy's. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au. Triple M NRL halftime highlights.
Gets off in centre field. Hodgson out of dummy half to the left. And Moses Moses to the ground. Lovely cut out ball. Steve-O! No, it's a forward pass. It didn't have to be. They had Melbourne shot. Just to the right of the post. 3 tackles gone. Hodgson to the right. Gutherson must score. He draws in his man. Gives it on. And it's Will Penasini who has the first try of season 2023. The Storm could not hang on any longer, and that is just a lovely whetting of the appetite for 2023. That's a wonderful 40 minutes. It's Parramatta 6, Melbourne 0. And thanks to Mitre 10 bringing us those highlights. And Mitre 10, is this the first time well, hello everyone at Mitre 10 for expert Mitre 10 out of 10 every time. They still do that ad, Mitre 10 trade for expert advice and job done right the first time, Mitre 10 trade. Jimmy would have no idea what we're talking about, would you? Because I think it's an ad from 20 years ago.
Bit before my time too there, Dan. Sorry, mate.
Piss off. You're as
Sorry, mate.
You are the snitch, aren't you? You are the snitch. I knew it.
Not, mate. I like to stay out of things.
It feels like at this point, Parramatta are going to go on with this. Do you feel like that's going to happen, though, Woodsy?
Yeah, it just feels like they've got a bit of the ascendancy at the moment. You know, they've had a lot more opportunities, and Munster out's a big blow. For me, for Melbourne to get back into it, I think Jimmy hit the nail on the head. They need a big stint from Mustafa Solomona, and I reckon give him 15, come off, and then finish the game with a big 15 there. So Parramatta's middle forwards have done an outstanding job. And on the other side, Melbourne Storm's back 5 have done a good job to get them some really good field position. But I think you just need you really need a big half from Mustafa Solomona here. He was very quiet in that first half for his standards.
Yeah, look, they need 2 big stints from him, and look to see Harry Grant play off the back of it.
Give him the play the balls.
Hang on. Munster's come out. It's a resurrection.
Take back what I said.
Yeah.
So he's come out.
The physio's right. The NRL physio.
Well, he took 2 shots at it. He said it's either 3 to 4
weeks. We should
have
have another shot too.
And now Parramatta come out as well. Well, now the tenor of this game has changed as they come out now. When Munster was great, wasn't he, before he came off injured, particularly in defence.
And that, what about the boost that gives the Melbourne Storm players when you just go, oh yes, our main man's back? That's a huge psychological boost and a psychological dent to Parramatta, because they would have been, you know, you never want to see players leave the field injured, but that would have been a huge boost to them to see him come back on. It's back against the wall, lads.
Cricket update, India 6 for 128, so they've mowed it along a bit. The wall, Pujara is not out 47. Ravi Ashwin is on 8. The lead is 40, so they're effectively 6 for 40. I don't want him to get to 60 in front, Woodsy.
Do you remember that year he was the brick wall? We just couldn't get him out. Yeah. That was boring.
I think he's been a bit out of form too, so he's come through at the right time. Anyway, more importantly, here we are, second half, about to begin. Melbourne's 2-decade streak of wins in round 1 is under threat. But they're only down by 6 and they've got Munster back. And it's Parramatta receiving. And first to carry it forward is Jack Murchie, who's met and put down. He's wearing number 15. Hodgson feeding it along to Hopgood. He had 10 runs in the first half and he's already got one in the second half on the Coates Eye stats. Comes here to the number 16, Woody Moo Greg. And he is in a one-on-one wrestle with Munster. Straight back into his work, Munster, slowing these play the balls down, and he's in there again. 1 of 3 involved in the tackle here on, looks like Hopgood. And Hopgood eventually is allowed to play it. Greg runs towards the middle here where he's collected centre field just short of halfway. Last tackle comes across to Moses. And Moses goes for distance. It's caught on the full, though. And it's caught here by Xavier Coates, who had over 100 metres in the first half on those Coates Eye stats, and runs into 3 players here.
Yeah, how good's that from Cameron Munster? He's dislocated his finger or it's popped out, whatever it is. And, you know, you could forgive him for wanting to defend right on the wing and not get too involved in tackles, but he's just there being his annoying self, and it's like nothing's ever happened to him. It's outstanding attitude from Cameron Munster to begin this second half.
I have got a question. Melbourne is working it out here, so you're not missing anything. There was a debate with the NFL. The star player, Patrick Mahomes, his ankle was buggered, and some of the experts said there's no point having the needle at halftime. It doesn't do anything. Is that the case? Look, it doesn't matter if it's ankle or not. But if you have the painkiller, in whatever instance, does it work straight away?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well,
they're the best things ever in some cases.
Okay, very good. Is a high kick, and Lume catches it, and runs across his 10-metre line where he's met and brought down here. 2 gone second half. It remains Parramatta 6, Melbourne 0. Penalty, Parramatta. So, a cheap get-out-of-jail card there for the Eels, because they look like they were going to have to roll their sleeves up to get out, down to Emma Lawrence sideline.
All right, can you believe Cameron Munster is back on the field? So, going back and forth with this medical team, technically it was a compound dislocation. So, it did pierce the skin. They've popped it back in. It was incredibly painful. He strapped it up, did a few tests, and now he's back on the field.
Yep. Footballers, they're bloody tough, as now become the Eels over halfway. Crowd getting involved here. As Woody Greg is brought down 43 metres out. Comes to the right, Hopgood away to Moses. Moses turns it back in. Now, the man who gives it to Dory is collected. The ball comes out and it's a penalty for an illegal tackle. So it was Trent Liero flying through. Grant is now arguing with the ref. So what's happened here? They've got no challenge. So this is it. This is locked in, this decision.
I understand that, but he made contact with the head.
Oh, high tackle. Okay, a lazy shot.
Where's the high tackle?
Well, he might have contacted him around the chin or the neck, so it's on Dory. Absolutely nothing in it in terms of ferocity.
Wow.
So it was Liero was actually tackling Moses. Moses turned it inside. Dory was sort of coming through that same lane. And the attempted tackle was deemed to be high. Interesting. 20 metres out. In fact, less than that. 18 metres as it comes from Hodgson across to the right now to Hopgood. Dummies and straightens. And then gets the offload. Back to Hodgson. Centre field. Fires it left. His pass hits the ground where it's taken and cleaned up by Dylan Brown, who just has to take the tackle. Played and thrown back to the right where it's Woody Greg, who's man here 12 metres away. This man who's played 3 first-grade games. He's lost a bit of weight, but he's still a big, big boy. Comes to the open right. Moses runs sideways right. Turns it infield to Murchie. And Murchie into this resolute Melbourne defence. Parramatta now. Last tackle, centre field. Comes to the right where it goes from Moses to Gutherson. Gutherson away to Penasini. He's tackled, but he pops a pass back into Gutherson. Pokes in a kick. Needs an awkward bounce. Not an awkward bounce. Taken at the back there by Grant, who is everywhere. Then he was taken high. There might have been a bit of justice served there. Penalty to Melbourne after they seemingly were dudded by a penalty called against them a moment ago.
I'm with you, Dan. That's just it's a bit of a square up. Nothing. He's fallen to the ground. He's done a great recovery of reading the kick well, Harry Grant there, and just a little bit of a lazy arm from Dylan Brown, but I think it's just sort of a bit of a square up from the one previous set that just happened then.
Another one of those 1%ers though, Jimmy. Harry Grant making sure he was back there.
Yeah, it sure is. It makes such a difference. Not his job description as a middle forward to get back, but he's covering his teammate, and it's great work. Wins his side a penalty, and Melbourne have got some pretty decent position here.
So Grant is running out of.
He wins another one
into an offside defender. Oh, that's interesting. That was over the 40-metre line. That should have been 6 again. So there's been a bit of confusion here. They changed that rule at the start of last year. But it's Melbourne pumping it into touch, and they start this set 38 metres out Young Tonamapaya carrying it forward. He's been strong tonight. He makes it to within 25 on the left side, 15 in from touch. Comes to the open right from dummy half where it's Alec McDonald carrying it into two Parramatta defenders. Nice set-up play this, left upright now as it comes to Hughes on the right across field to King, and King is running it into three players, met here in front of the post, and he'll play it back now to Grant. Grant throws to the left to Hughes. Hughes, he dummied, and then his man Alec McDonald ran in front of him.
Great work, Mitchell Moses there. Great work, Mitchell Moses defensively. He'll play the ball.
So now, out of dummy half, Grant takes a couple of steps, gives it to King, gets it on to Meaney, and Meaney scores. You never write off the Melbourne Storm. You can never write off this champion team. And they have scored next to the post. They're about to tie it up. Parramatta 6-4.
Yeah, look, it was a great read to play before for Mitchell Moses. It sort of dummied. He sprinted up out of the back to put pressure on it, and Jerome Hughes holds it. But what he does well is he gets into the defensive line, just gets down, he gets up before the three defenders, gets a really quick play the ball. And then Harry Grant just notices there's a couple players out of play. He gets a nice wide ball to Josh King and just does a nice wraparound with Meaney.
Hang on. No, it's all good. I thought for a moment there we were going to get the spotlight on the ref. No, look, totally fine. Meaney scores and game on.
We've seen this sort of old school run around play happen a couple of times in this game from both teams, and it's the same again where the dummy half jumps out, hits one of the forwards on a lead run who's coming back in towards to play the ball, who then just pops the ball up to the guy outside running a sweep line. And Meaney goes in almost untouched there because the defence just can't climb in. They're not predicting that the player's going to get rid of the ball with such speed. I think it's who's that for? Josh King. With a beautiful hand into the line and just lays the ball off for a steaming Meaney, who gets the first try for the Melbourne Storm.
A steaming Meaney. That sounds like a euphemism of some. But Josh King, that's a new skill. He's just been a battering ram, really. But that's a nice little bit of subtlety. They need to bring in the Gerard Malouf and Partners kick predictor because it's nailed by Nick Meaney. 6 points apiece. Triple M rocks the footy for Ream Hot Water.
Thanks to the Mitsubishi Triton, engineered beyond tough. The Triton delivers turbocharged power, off-road performance and rock-solid 10-year warranty. It's Mitsubishi's toughest use ever. Nothing can frighten a Triton. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, great stuff there from the steaming Meaney. I think we'll have to call him that from now on. But he's going to get an extended stint there, an opportunity at fullback. Ryan Pappenhausen won't be back for at least 8 weeks. That hamstring's still not right. So he's not Ryan Pappenhausen, but gee, he's a handy replacement, isn't he, Nick?
Yeah, and he certainly had plenty of time there last year. Just when you say it's steaming Meaney, it sounds even worse now.
I'm thinking of something else when I say steaming Meaney.
I know.
Isn't quite nice.
I don't know what I don't want to know is Ali McDonald from the kickoff. He's at 8 short of halfway. And not going too much further there is the man who hits it up on tackle number 2. With Eli Katoa now driven backwards on tackle 3. 6 points apiece here. It comes to the left on play 4. Just a one-out run. Well, tackle affected as Hughes running into the line on tackle number 5. So pretty straightforward pedestrian set. Munster kicking on the left side. Doesn't get all of this. Lots of height on it. Oh, pressure on there. What a chase from Xavier Coates. Isaac Lumiere, well done. His best catch of the night. He would have felt the footsteps coming, but he caught it. Didn't take his eyes off the ball. 6 points apiece. That is on the scoreboard here. Well, Mitsubishi Triton, another returning partner. Thank you, Mitsubishi, for your long-time support here at Triple M Footy. Nothing can frighten that Triton. The reason they don't change that messaging because they don't have to. It stands up that message that nothing can frighten the Triton. Parramatta just going through their set here. They're up to halfway. India's 6 for 133, by the way. So Australia's got to be careful. They don't want to let it get away. As now with the lead 45, I might add. The kick on the last from Moses is caught on the full by Xavier Coates, and he gallivants away from Dylan Brown and also Jermaine Hopgood. 6 points apiece, Mitsubishi Triton. Long way to go, half an hour. But Melbourne excellent start for them as it's hit up by Will Warbrick. Excellent start second half for Melbourne. Yes, Jimmy Graham.
Oh, no, I was just asking Charlie who's on the 3-2-1, Dan.
We don't have it this year, so I don't know who sponsored that, but it's Gonski as now it comes here. Maybe your buy round could sponsor it instead of taking money from people. How about you give a little back, you grub? Who the hell goes down the middle? But as he's brought down here, 35 metres out. Now comes across to
kick.
Grant. Just pokes in a kick here. That was very crafty. And it's taken in the corner by one of the Eels at the back there, but they go nowhere. Gutherson plays it 15 out from their own line.
Yeah, since they got points there, you can just tell Melbourne have gone up a gear here. They've just gone up another level, and they're really taking the Parramatta here. They're winning the battle of this field position, and the last set with the ball, they had a few defenders caught on the play of the ball, and their outside backs were just poking their nose through the whole set.
Yeah, Brad Arthur's gone early as well. He's got Borlo and Campbell-Gillard back onto the field now.
Great carry.
That man Rowlaw is brought down just short of halfway, followed up by Gutherson, skipping out of dummy half, beating one, and then wrapped up by Katoa and the other second rower in Liero. And then they stay on. I'll tell you what, Ashley Klein is letting both get away with murder, both these teams. That should have been 6 more tackles, but he has set the tone of this game. And a deep kick caught on the full by the Melbourne fullback Meany. Matt Dory, I got him on the mind. He was great in the first half. And in fact, he was involved in that tackle there. So now it is Coates bustling his way up to within 20 metres of the halfway line. As played now to Tonomapaya. Runs out of dummy half. Another good contribution from the Melbourne makeshift fill-in centre. And he'll play it 12 short of halfway to Grant. Grant on the Welsh. Welsh spinning in the tackle. It wrapped up essentially one-on-one by Campbell-Gillard. Just a little bit of help from Cartwright. Halfway line, played to Grant. Sharp play the ball. Grant throwing it to the right to Hughes. Hughes gets it on to Remus Smith. Smith hard to put away, but eventually felled by Wanga Blake. Ball played, 10 in for touch, 40 metres out from the line. Hughes goes the up and under. This is going to be a contest coming down 10 away. He's done it again, Lube. And comes down with it 15 from his own line. 6-all, 28 to go. Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Triple M rocking the footy for Maccas. Score a quick fire 40 with 40 crispy, juicy chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from McDonald's as now Micah Sevo pummels it into the line. Just his 9th run of the night here, and he'll play it here. 19 short of halfway. Hops it to the left of Brown. Brown dummies, early dummies, so not fallen for by Hughes nor Josh King. They make the tackle. It comes to Campbell-Gillard, launches into the defensive line and carries it to halfway. Welsh there, one of the big bodies in his row. And Campbell-Gillard plays it as it comes down the middle with the kick. And caught on the full by Nick Meany, who runs down the left edge into Dory and also Barlaw, and there's Will Penasini as well. Plenty of mustard on that tackle. 6 points all. Melbourne here, just work it out. But Parramatta standing on the halfway line, defending. Melbourne on the 40. And copping one there was Xavier Coates, and he gets up slowly, and there's another heavy bit of contact, but fighting through that was Big Nelson Asfa Solomona. Carries it to that halfway line. Left side, Grant really coming into his own this second half. Slips across field, gives it to Munster to Hughes. Hughes outside now to Katoa. Katoa puts on a right foot step. Drops it behind him as he's tackled straight to an eel. And what was bubbling comes to nothing. Katoa is not having a great night so far. Now, it comes here to Parramatta, where it's Gutherson. And he is clobbered in a tackle. Driven backwards here. Welsh and Asfa Solomona, the two big boys, all over in the front row. Played to Hodgson. Goes to the right now to Barlaw, the Parramatta front row. And he's collected 8 short of halfway. 26 minutes to go, and it does feel like fatigue is really taking its toll on these players. The pace has slowed down a touch. As Dory now, the Parramatta second rower, plays the ball. On the next, it comes across here. A chancing pass from Cartwright. He's basically held the ball for most of the night. There he threw one to Gutherson, who was claimed straight away. A kick down the left edge on the next play by Moses, which was the last play, is taken here and pouched nicely by Meany. And Meany's brought down 20 short of halfway. So we're back into the holding pattern that we had for a lot of the first half, as it's worked out to the left here. And Coates, who copped a whack in the last set, is brought down here on tackle 2.
Yeah, Dan, you mentioned about the fatigue factor taking a big significance in this game, and that's really showing in the kick chase of this team, in both these teams here. Not much action on the kick chase, and it's a battle of who's going to hang in there, stay in the contest, just keep moving those legs in the middle of the field.
Billman up to halfway, Woodsy.
Yeah, I'd love to see how long the ball's been in play without a stoppage, because like you said, Jimmy, the fatigue factor...
Here we go, it comes to Meany, they've created an overlap, thrown onto Warbrick, the winger, but Warbrick is wrapped up by the sliding defence of Wonga Blake. 25 metres away. There's a Melbourne player struggling with injury. Get him to check on that. I think it's Coates still. Here's Munster kicking across the face of Phil. Oh, through the hands of Coates. Oh, well, he had a shot at that, and he gets up gingerly. Yeah, he's not right, you know. But you know what? He probably should have done better there, because he got up well above Lume. He had a red-hot crack at that, Xavier. And, well, Lume actually created enough of a contest that it wasn't a clean attempt from Xavier Coates, and the ball was lost. So Parramatta survived. It's like, oh, big hit! Massimo Solomona! Like a car accident that was, as he absolutely smashed Bryce Cartwright. Cartwright gets up, but boy,
didn't miss him.
What a shot.
When he wakes up in the morning, he'll feel every little bit of that force that he was just hit with. That is going to be a sore body come tomorrow morning, Dan.
The halfway line, where it's Hodgson throwing to the right to Moses. Moses turning it on the inside to Barlaw. Barlaw throws a loose pass away to Hopgood. Hopgood threw a line ball floater that just... It was like the bag in American Beauty, just stayed up in the air, but eventually it was taken. And they're 30 metres out here. It comes here to... Was it a bag or was it a piece of garbage? Anyway, 21 metres out as it's played by Campbell Gillard. Short side on the last. Hodgson away to Brown. Brown shapes the kick, decides to pass away to Gutherson. But all he can do is put a grubber kick straight to Meany. Meany thought he had a chance to go through there, but he was tackled by Blake. Melbourne on top momentum-wise here, and now a great run from Hughes out of dummy half. He's got 3 metres. Here's his problem. He's running to Sebo, 1 metre in from touch, and Sebo just picked him up like that Qantas baggage handler over summer and just tossed Jerome Hughes away like he was a bag.
Mate, that is a huge play from Mike Acebo there, because Melbourne were in all sorts. They're fatiguing big time, lots of hands on knees. Hughes makes a great dart down the sideline and looks to give Melbourne that momentum swing that they were desperate for. But what a play from the wingman, Mike Acebo.
Emma Lawrence.
Yeah, Xavier Coates is not right. He keeps clutching at that left shoulder. He's in a lot of pain. The trainer did check him. He's staying on, but seems almost like he's playing with one arm.
6 points apiece. Captivating contest to start the season. Australia has appealed and gone up DRS. They think they've got an LBW here. India 6 for 140, up by 52. Parramatta, though, 25 metres away and getting a little adventurous on tackle 2 as an offload comes to Campbell Gillard, and he's brought down in front of the left upright. Hodgson again goes short left to Brown. Brown away to Cartwright, but the defence engages nicely and doesn't panic on the tackle. One-on-one made by Remus Smith. Good tackle. Comes to the open right. Hodgson, second receiver. A little shot. Then a magnificent pass to Barlaw. Barlaw busts his way to the line. Massive moment. Josh Hodgson announces his arrival as a Parramatta Eel with a pass Andrew Johns would have been proud of. And Junior Barlow, somebody stop him. Parramatta back in front, 10 points to 6.
Yeah, it's Barlow that gets the try down, but take it. It's not. This try is all Josh Hodgson. It's the 2-pass link Hodgson. There's 2 players come underneath him. He stops. He stalls. He goes again. The Melbourne Storm defence are all up and in, and Barlow with a great line to the outside, who just gets it down despite the attention of Cameron Munster. What a combination that is going to be this year between Josh Hodgson and Junior Barlow.
Wicket confirmed, India 7 down, but what about that try, Woodsy?
Just the patience on Hodgson to sum that play up so well was unbelievable. You see Munster shoot out of the line. It's pretty similar to what Mitch Moses did down the other end of the field. He tries to shut down all his options out the back. Hodgson just holds the ball up. You get Barlow running into a great inside-outside line, so he catches on the inside and bounces out, and then all he had to do was get to the try line. It was a great effort from me to try hold him up, but too big, too strong. Great try of Junior Barlow.
3 weeks ago, Josh Hodgson returned gingerly. He basically was a distributor out of dummy half, and Parramatta fans were thinking, I know it was a try, but we gave up Reid Marnie for this old man. My word, Josh Hodgson is back, and Parramatta 10 points to 6, 84% on the Gerard Malouf and Partners kick predictor. And again, not the cleanest kick from Moses. This one, though, tucks inside the left upright. Eels 12, Storm 6, exactly 20 to go. Triple M rocks the footy for Ream Hot Water.
You don't need to be out in the middle to score a quick-fire 40. Get 40 crispy, juicy chicken McNuggets and tangy Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's. It's the ultimate partnership. Order via McDelivery today. Select items available for a limited time. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Well, they questioned Josh Hodgson and him coming to the Eels, 33 years old, coming off an ACL injury. But we forget that there was a time, not so long ago really, when he really was the second best hooker in the game behind Cameron Smith. He's showing his experience. And just in front of me, Xavier Coates has actually come off with that shoulder injury. So a blow for the Storm. I'll go check on it.
Yeah, thank you, and that's not a shock because he's been batting that for 15 minutes. It doesn't appear to be getting any better. 20 to go. Parramatta 12-6 on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Engineered beyond tough. The Triton delivers turbocharged power, workhorse grunt, off-road performance, the latest technology. And it's back within 10 years cap price servicing and 10 years rock-solid warranty. T's and C's apply. So Parramatta getting through their set here as it comes across to Hopgood. Boy, he's tireless. 16th run that. Easily the most, well, in the game, certainly easiest among the forwards here as they work it up the middle here. Lume has got his arm raised. He wants it on the last. That's where Moses kicks, but he's gone for distance here. So happy to just play it at this southern end and try and pin the Storm. Tyron Wishart brings it back, and he made his debut in this corresponding game, round 1, against the Tigers last year. He looks like he's put a bit of bulk on as well. Now going nowhere. It looks like Jordan Grant, who's clobbered 12 points to 6.
That's a huge lift, that try. You can see the spring in the step of the Parramatta Eels. There's a great set after points as well. Beautiful kick and even better chase. Parramatta are getting up for this now.
Good run here coming by way of young Tonamapaya. And he carries it to within 5 of halfway as Melbourne late in the tackle count. Munster to Hughes, cut out ball, Remus Smith. Haven't seen him in open space, and we're not going to hear as he's flung to the ground. Lassoed by Wanga Blake. Last tackle, 40 away. Hughes takes a few steps towards the middle, puts up a high kick. Gutherson under it. Good chase coming from Grant, and good catch from Gutherson. Grant's got him, pins him down, and then Munster over the top. Parramatta start this set 8 from their own line. Now comes... Lume's dropped it! Smashed by Asima Solomona! Picks it up!
And no
goes
try.
to the line! Scores!
No try.
Scores!
No try.
Barlaw scores at one end! Asima Solomona returns serve. If it's legal, it's going up as no try.
Coming up to a 0
Let's listen.
tackle. I have no try. We're just confirming there is actually a double knock-on.
Well, so what happened? Sofa Solomona came up with a big hit. Then it comes off his own teammate and bounces back forward. So Solomona put a lot of pressure on Lume, and I think it comes off Harry Grant or Josh King it might be, and bounces back forward into him right there.
Oh!
What a shape.
Yeah.
What a shape from Melbourne.
No.
But they've still got the ball back because it's a loose carry from Lume, so I'll get a play. I'll get a scrum.
That's actually an offside. They go back to the...
So got a knock-on from Isaac Lume, and then a knock-on
10 metres
from
out. What
Josh
a
King.
tackle,
We
though,
have
from
a decision.
Solomona. But can you imagine, had Asfa Solomona scored, he got the ball back and then went and finished it off. But, wow. Well,
it's just come out of nowhere, hasn't it, boys? Parramatta with all this tendency.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was...
But that's what Melbourne do. They start the yeah. And the thing I get worried about, that set, Munster wanted his hand on the ball more than anyone on that field. This is where you're going to see the best of him now.
Big Nelson taking
he's
out wide off this scrum feed. Power have gone 3-3. They're 4-2 Melbourne Storm.
You reckon they'll use him as a dummy here, Jimmy?
No, I'd hit him on the out ball.
Or quick play the ball.
So Moses and Penasini are in his road at the moment. It's heading out there. And yes, he's used as a decoy. Munster gets He's in. Backs his way into the in-goal area and scores. So Nelson He just about did it all there. He got the ball back, had the try disallowed, then used as a decoy, which did fool this Parramatta defence. Munster, the Tunamapaia, he deserved that, young Tunamapaia. He has been a big contributor. 12-10 kick from out wide.
Yeah, he's been absolutely outstanding tonight, young Tunamapaia. I think you said before the game, Dan, he's not even in the top 30. There's got so much depth with injuries. They've got to use one of the players outside of the cap. So, but that comes down to the Sol for Solomona. Forced the error defensively, and then we spoke about, are they going to use him as a decoy? They're going to try to set him up for a quick play of the ball. Cameron Munster sort of just fakes it with his hand, and it does like a double pump with a dislocated or broken finger, holds it out. The defence thinks Solomona's going to get it, and they come jamming in, and it creates nearly a 3-on-1 on the outside, and young Tunamapaia summed it up well. He got low, he copped one on the chin, but got low and just got low enough and got over the try line. So great reward for a player that's worked so hard to get himself a jersey for that Melbourne side.
Now, this becomes a significant moment, this kick from the sideline. There's still 16 and a half minutes to go, but it would get Melbourne back level. Nick Meaney is on the left touchline, 1 metre in. 51%, says the Gerard Malouf and Partners kick predictor. Choose the compensation experts for maximum payouts. Visit gerardmaloufpartners.com.au. Well, the game has exploded. It was 6-0 not all that long ago. This to make it 12 points all. Left side, the preferred side. Moves in, starts it outside the right upright. Kills it back and nails it. 12 apiece. 2 tries apiece. 16 to go. Triple M rocking a cracking opening night for 2023. So looking at another replay for Harvey Norman. Munster's work shouldn't be ignored either. Nice subtlety from him as he fooled the Parramatta defence into thinking that he was going to give it to the big fella Asava Solomona. Just turned his body and he contorted his body in a way that they couldn't commit which way he was going to go there. Jimmy?
Well, Danny actually hides the ball and he lets go of it with one hand. So what the defence do then is they stop.
Yeah.
They stop because it's gone out the hand of Cameron Munster. So they stop on Asafa Solomona. But they don't understand that Munster's got the ability to rein it back in, hit Tunamapaia short and over for a try, and a deserved try as well. He's been outstanding tonight.
So it's Christian Wells bringing it back from the kickoff. Melbourne, they won't go away. This streak is still alive as Asava Solomona carries it forward. What a couple of minutes he had. He got him back into it, really. As now the next play they go one out with a strong, powerful surge. Looks like Liero this. 19 short of halfway. And he'll play it now as it goes left side. Oh, Munster ran into his own player, Harry Grant. Don't see that often. And all Munster can do is take the tackle from Moses. 4 gone here, 10 short of halfway. The wrestle there, that slows the play the ball down. It comes to the open right. And again, just one out here. Looks like King wrapped up in the tackle by 3 defenders. So on the last, it's Hughes to do the kicking. And takes a few steps, puts up a higher one. 3 Storm defenders rain down on Mike Acevo, who catches it. And then, well, he gets up and wants to go again, but he's already been called held, which would appear to be the correct call. Acevo plays at 12 from his own line. India 7 for 142. Their lead is 54. Yeah, that's going to work really well, Woodsy. That's going to wrap up just before the footy kicks off tomorrow night. It won't be timed much better than that.
Well, let's just hope we can get those runs down this innings.
Oh, that's yes, exactly. Hodgson now fires it out to the right from coming. And coming back in field, Momoisia, the former Newcastle player. He cut back in field there. He got ankle tapped and was upended. Going down the middle on play number 5 is Campbell Gillow. He's met 6 short of halfway. Comes across the Moses, kicking deep and caught on the full. At the back here for Melbourne. High tackle. Wishart wears one there. That's an obvious one. I think that was Momoisia. And that is going to be a big penalty as the camera just focuses in on Eli Katoa, who's got blood pouring out the right side of his face. And looking at a replay there, that is a penalty which grants Melbourne some very good field position. Bronson Garlick, I see down there, is about to make his first grade debut. So another son of an 80s and 90s player. And Sean was a great player for primarily the Roosters, South Sydney as well.
Yeah. They just can't let Melbourne back in the game. With little penalties like this, Melbourne are going to grow a league. And like you've seen before, they force an error, they score straight away. This is why they've got that streak, Dan. They're a side that are never out of the game. They just keep fighting.
They are never out of the contest, are they?
Never.
Never. Up until that try, I thought, Para are going to romp home. They had all the ascendancy, all the momentum, and Melbourne just hang on in there. Hang on in there. They make you win everything. They never give anything away. And
but Tonamapea's down here. Oh, now he's got blood. He's got a big cut over under his eyebrow. It might be his eyelid. That's a nasty area.
It looked like Lumi went down as well, Dan. It might have been a head clash.
So looking at a Kotai replay, can't see much from that really. Oh, and it's friendly fire elbow from Will Warbrick. Whatever the case, it's certainly done some damage here, and
he's doing the old cramp when he's got a head knock.
So just to reset things here, it is 12 points all on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, 13 and a half minutes to go. This game is up for grabs. Melbourne have not been in front all night, but you know they're going to save their best for last. But can Parramatta finally put them away once and for all? They've had leads of 6-0 and 12-6, but both times Melbourne hit back pretty quickly. James Graham.
Yeah, just interesting to see that there's been a break in play, and it's just interesting here in the commentary box. We get to see things that most people don't, and that's the meeting of the minds there. That's Nick Meaney, Jerome Hughes, Cameron Munster, and Harry Grant all getting together, all the key players getting together. Hey, this is what we're going to do for the next 13 minutes in this game. Great leadership from the Melbourne Storm superstars.
All right, Emma Lawrence, what's happened down there?
Yeah, so Tonamapeia has come off. It is a head knock officially, but blood pouring out absolutely everywhere. Then you've got Bronson Garlick into the action, and Xavier Coates still hasn't come out of the sheds. He's getting assessed for that shoulder injury. They said it's an SC joint injury, which I know isn't very common. Usually it's an AC, but
right. Yes,
shoulder injury. I'll have more soon.
Okay, I see Will Penasini on the wing there now for Parramatta, just filling a gap with Momoisia in the centres. So, Melbourne, work it upfield. Garlick gets through his first run unscathed. That'll feel great. Welcome to first grade, young man. 28 metres out as they work it up the middle here. There's a good run against the grade from King. And he's brought down in front of the post, 18 metres away. There's Harry Grant, runs out of dummy half, and he almost gets through. Wrapped up 5 metres out. Last tackle, monster play this. Garlick, a hooker like his dad, waits at dummy half to Hughes, high kick, right corner. Here they come. Oh. Batted out the back by Sevo. That was like volleyball there, the way he just punched that out over the fence behind the dead ball line. So the pressure continues. 12 all.
Yeah, did you think he could have had a clean catch on that?
Yeah, I reckon he probably could have had 1 foot in the in goal and tried to have a catch and maybe get a seven tackle restart there, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say.
They're going to go short. This is the theme of the night, but it's not a good kick, and it's easily caught here by the Storm, and they're going to spread it on the first tackle, are they? It came from Meaney, threw it to the middle of Munster. Munster surveyed and decided to just keep his powder dry, and he'll play it 20 metres out in front of the post here, right in front of us at the northern end of CommBank Stadium. Here's Christian Wells going up the middle, and it takes 1-2 defenders to bring him down. Harlaw and also Hopgood. Quick play the ball. Grant, he gave it here to Garlick, who tried to belt his way into the in goal, but he's met 5 away. Melbourne getting closer as it comes down from Grant away to Hughes. Right foot step straight into Barlaw. Great tackle by the Parramatta front rower. 9 away. 4 tackles gone. Short side. Grant now turns it infield. Katoa takes 3 of them with him and almost gets to the line, but he's wrapped up. Desperate stuff, Parramatta. Cartwright and Hopgood with the tackle. Last, Grant to Hughes on the left. Keeps it going left to Munster. Munster to Meaney, who has a look. Puts it down. Picked up by Moses, who was almost away. He was wrapped up and escaped for Parramatta. And a pitiful end to Melbourne's set, which was looking so promising. So now, what have we got here? We've got a player down. Parramatta's complaining. We've got a high tackle.
Yeah, looks like a bit of a shoulder from Munster to the head.
Charge from Munster there, I think it was. And
it looked like he was sort of going for that rake sort of tackle that he does. Like, you know, he sort of tries to, like the old Cumberland throw, he sort of tries to go with him and pull the ball out at the same time. Or it's head clash.
Okay, so let's continue to look at these Coates Eye replay. Oh, yeah. Well, he's led with his head. That's nothing illegal. Just looks a bit awkward, so...
Just bad timing.
Munster.
Woodsy, I think you're right. I think he's going to get a position there to do the one-on-one steal that he's come up with so many times over the years.
He's the best in the game at it, too.
Absolutely.
So that's just going to be a play the ball. 12 all. 11 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Campbell Gillard carrying it forward. And met here 12 short of halfway. Josh Hodgson waits at dummy half. He throws it on the Barlow. Barlow keeps it going to Dylan Brown. Out it goes now to Wanga Blake. Left foot stepped inside one defender and then was wrapped up. And that's caused the pause in play, that moment to give Ashley Klein a chance to send Will Penasini. He was the man in the head clash. He goes off concussion. So that's another one gone to the head bin. And coming back into the game, Jack Murchie. Not exactly a like-for-like change there. The big unit Murchie, the whippy centre coming off.
That's going to create another reshuffle because Momasia was centre and then I think Penasini was wing, so it'd be interesting to see where they play each other.
Well, Penasini's done. There's only 11 to go. Unless it goes to golden point, he's not going to... Or there's a massive pause in play. He's not going to see any more time in this game, even if he passes his test. Now they work the left side. Brown getting it on to Murchie, and Murchie wrapped up. Brown, it's just looking like he's warming into this. Moses 40 metres out, puts up a rushed high kick, but it might be a result. Taken by Gutherson. He stands in the tackle, flings it in, Hope behind him, scooped up by a Storm player. And that is the end of Parramatta's possession. Melbourne 19 short of halfway. Not bad field position. We're about to cross the 10-minute mark remaining of this game as they work it up the middle on tackle 3 with Garlick.
And that's not how to play against the Melbourne Storm when you're 12 all and there's 10 minutes to go. A really scrappy end of set. They regathered the ball and they forced it, and they end up making negative meters on that last play, and it's given the Melbourne Storm a huge opportunity. And who knows, is it too early for a field goal, Dan?
Low-scoring game, you would think it's never too early as it's carried forward by Katoa, 30 metres out. And on the next play, the last play, thrown infield to Hughes, puts up a high kick, coming down 10 away. All awkward, catch by Wanga Blake. He's done well. He was out of position there, and his body was at a 45-degree angle, but somehow he held on to it. Parramatta now. They would love a penalty because they're struggling to get it out of their 20. Tackle 3. Wrapped up his Cartwright. He tries to milk it. Crowd tries to do their part. Klein has swallowed the whistle. As now it's Gutherson just working it up the middle. That's 4 gone. As Hodgson picks up a dummy half, feeds it on to Campbell Gillard, and Campbell Gillard is wrapped up here by Christian Welsh. Last tackle, Moses. This is interesting. He runs at the line, then drills a kick towards the corner, and Meany, he lets it go. 15 metres out from their own line. So it turns out to be a very good set for Parramatta. And Melbourne will start very deep in their own defensive zone. Could we have golden point in the first game of the season? 8.5 to go on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. 12 points apiece, Parramatta, Melbourne.
Yeah, Dan, the way this game's going, I wouldn't see why we wouldn't go to golden point. Both sides have defended really well, but, you know, fatigue factor, Christian Welsh is in front of the Parramatta defensive line right there, but it's one of those games that's been end-to-end. It's just whichever team's going to do that silly penalty or a silly drop ball, I think that's how they're going to win. They're going to be their own worst enemy.
Feels like a penalty could be big here that could be coming because they're both... Oh, here's Hughes. He was lassoed into the ground by Cartwright, but that was Hughes falling into that tackle, as spectacular as it looked. Campbell Gillard came in from side on and almost maimed Josh King, but King evaded it, made a few extra metres. Melbourne on halfway as it comes into Munster. He doesn't like... He had something in mind there as he was thinking about getting it on, but he didn't like what he saw outside of him, so he just took the tackle. 42 metres out last year. As it comes from Grant to Hughes. And Hughes, end over end. This should be one of the easiest catches of the night for Sevo. When he duly obliges. Then gives a beautiful don't argue on Eli Katoa as he works it towards the middle and is brought down 18 short of halfway. 12 points all that remains. Wanga Blake now hitting it up. No Lume, no Penasini. They're off concussion tests as now it's Wanga Blake clutching at his wrist or his arm. He's in trouble. Gets up, but he's got that hangdog look. I think he knows he's in a bit of trouble. He's speaking to the trainer. They mustn't have anyone left on the bench. A great grass-cutting tackle here as all that happens with Asma Solomona. A beauty there on Momoisia. And now on the following play, Gutherson goes down the middle where he's wrapped up by Grant. Gutherson's trying to get the referee to stop play to get a replay here. Gee, he's really trying hard, Gutho. He's not going to get it, though. Or maybe he just got poked in the eye. Either way, he's going to be made to play it. Last, Moses, high kick. It brings... Oh, the fullback and Wishart. Oh, Wishart leaves it behind him. It's a knock-on. It's a knock-on. A horrible miscommunication has given this Parramatta side a chance they probably weren't expecting. Meany should have come forward, but he thought Wishart was under it. Wishart only at the last moment realised it was his. He dropped it. He was facing Meany, but the ball went behind him, which was towards Parramatta. That's a knock-on, 20 metres out.
Yeah, this is so on Melbourne Storm. Like in a game like this, I was about to say, when you play the Melbourne Storm, you can guarantee they won't beat themselves. But they've given the Parramatta Eels a massive opportunity to seal this game here.
Moses feeds a scrum, sprints out to the left side, where Hodgson breaks out the back, gives it to Moses, gets it on the Brown. Brown away to Sevo, 10 metres out, rolls in a kick. Oh my God, he's had a break snap.
He was going out.
He's kicked it and it's gone over the dead ball line. You're right, Jimmy, but they've blown it on tackle one.
That's quite possibly the worst result they could get. 7 tackles set for Melbourne. You just said it, Jimmy. Melbourne normally...
They never beat themselves.
They don't beat themselves. What have Parrot just done?
So, 7 tackles set. They were sliding across Melbourne. Remember, they started the game with a wonderful save. Oh, that knock-on. A knock-on. You wouldn't believe it. Just a straightforward hit up from Trent Liero. And it's another scrum feed. This one's 31 metres out. And it's towards the left, towards Parramatta's right side. Now they'll bring it back to the middle. So they're 10 metres further back than the last scrum. Wonder if they'll have a trick.
I think this is one of them now where Hopgood, Barlow and Campbell Gillard are tell, get a message out to Makasivo. Don't do that again, pal.
So Moses here to feed it. So they tried to win the game on tackle one. Are they going to have the patience to work for a field goal? Are they going to try and do it with a try? Scrum one. Again, they worked left, but this time Dylan Brown pops it inside to Bryce Cartwright. And he's tackled 30 away. 10 adjacent to the left upright. Campbell Gillard up the middle. This has got a field goal set feel about it. Campbell Gillard just goes one out. Hodgson, he should be ice cool in this scenario. And he's patient there as he just feeds it on to Hopgood. Hopgood is wrapped up in front of the post. 20 metres out. They've got the right side stacked deep here, but Hodgson goes shallow left away to Campbell Gillard. He's met 10 metres away. Moses is back 12 metres. This has to be it. Has to be it. It comes out of Moses. He's got time. He shoots. He is charged down. He didn't get it properly. And then brilliantly caught on the rebound by Eli Katoa. And Melbourne somehow survived. Now Katoa's clutching at his calf. Moses, I tell you what, that all happened in slow motion. He probably could have got the pass quicker. Hodgson there, and then Moses just didn't get elevation on the kick. But it was
Big Nelson.
Asava Solomon.
Yeah, great play from the big front row. He's sucking in the big ones right now. I think he might be coming off for a spell after that. Huge play from Nelson to stop a Solomona. Brilliant play from the big front rower there to force the field goal attempt from Mitchell Moses to ricochet, and then it's a great take from Katoa.
Well, I think if that sponsor didn't bowl on us, we'd be giving Nelson 3 points tonight. But 15 short of halfway. Did we even have a sponsor for that segment? No, okay. It was just an executive decision by Triple M. 3 minutes to go. Melbourne up to halfway on tackle 4. A terrific run out of dummy halfway meanie. 38 metres out. Left side. Hughes is deep. But Munster gets it. He thought about it. Then a little rubber. He tried to milk a penalty. He tried to get a penalty there. As soon as he got a little bump, he went down extravagantly, but the referee knew what he was doing. That's un-Melbourne-like to make a decision like that.
But we've seen him win those penalties before, Dan. We've seen him do that before, under pressure, little dink, fall into someone and win the penalty and win the game. They would have got the 2 points.
Line, though, is not blowing a penalty for anything, it seems. 5 penalties apiece, but if he was penalty happy, they'd both be in double digits. Now, Campbell Gillard punches it up beyond the 40. On the next play, it comes from Hodgson, feeding it on to Hopgood. Jeez, Hopgood's been good. 18 runs tonight.
Just quietly 50 tackles as well.
Moses wanted it. He was ready for the shot, but it goes Brown, shoots it, runs, gives it a Cartwright, tackle, ball comes loose. And they are panicking, Parramatta.
Penalty.
Now, what's happened here? Ball's gone into touch. What's happened here? Flag is raised from the touch judge.
I'm playing the knock on.
Yeah, it's a Parramatta knock on. It's a Parramatta knock on. Jerome Hughes was ready to have a massive blow up there, but then the referee just settled him down. Yes, it's your ball. So now, where's this scrum? Inside the 20. Well, I tell you, unless Melbourne do something either diabolical here and give the ball back or go the length of the field, we've got Golden Point on the horizon. What a start of the season.
What a game. This has been end-to-end. The quality of footy for a round one game, this has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, no doubt. There's been rust, what you'd expect in round one, but my goodness, it will be hard to top this for the rest of the weekend. Now, here comes Remus Smith with a hit and spin, and he's been brought down. I see young Tonomapay has been bandaged up. I think they know they've got Golden Point coming here, so they need to get him on the field, and those HIAs from Parramatta might be important. Penalty! A penalty at the ruck! It's Ali McDonald. It was a shot. He played the ball, but the referee said it was the marker's fault. Now they've got a set. They've got a minute to set this up. Parramatta, good challenge.
Okay, G-Man, we have a captain's challenge from Parramatta.
You might as well burn it.
Of ruck interference.
I think they're going to struggle here, Jimmy, but you don't leave anything in the tank here.
This is the one I was telling you about,
put it outside the ruck area.
No.
So they've come to us in the preseason and said if they're putting the ball up before they stand up to the ground, you are allowed to get in the ruck. See, he's not standing up. You've got to be standing up before you put the ball down.
Yeah,
the Melbourne player is just getting up to play the ball on the mark. Josh Hodgson comes back through the ruck and knocks the ball out, causing ruck interference.
They have told us something completely different throughout the week at training.
But why would they change that? That should be a penalty. Hodgson booted that out of the way.
If you watched one of the trials earlier in this, a couple weeks ago, that was not a penalty. That was just a knock-on.
Right, Mark's just here. Don't keep
I agree with you. It's a penalty every day of the week because he's not clear.
How are you going to pull? I mean, that is just yeah.
Well, we just want consistency.
Exactly. Yeah. Do it with all of them.
So, ball put into touch. No distance on the kick. That's not a good kick. They're only going to start on halfway. So they're going to have to burn some tackles to get themselves in position. And it's Remus Smith carrying it up the right edge. And he's met here. 15 in from touch. 12 points all. Melbourne haven't been in front all night as McDonald carries it forward. 31 away. They're certainly going to be close enough. 35 seconds left. Comes to Josh King. Up the middle he goes. The meters are coming easily. Munster's on the left. Here he comes to win the game. Munster miscued badly. Now, the chase coming through, and it's taken here by Wonga Blake, and he gets into the field of play. He probably shouldn't have done that. Now they're going to be under pressure for these last 18 seconds. As now the pass, and now a penalty! Melbourne called offside. They can, if Moses can kick the tripe out of this ball, he's got the big boot on him. Well, he's kicked it. Let's see.
No, not big enough. Not big enough.
Quite. It's a good kick, but it's not 55 metres. Latrell Mitchell could possibly get this distance. I'm not sure if any of the Eels can. As Moses goes to bomb. It's not a bad bomb, you know. And the contest is there. Oh, it's tapped back straight into a Melbourne player's hand. Brilliant flick pass there from Garlick. Away to a support player who was tackled, threw it off the ground. That's a terrible decision, but we continue. Warbrick's got it now, 55 metres out. This will be the greatest finish in history if they win. Now Katoa goes to ground. Well, that was all exciting. Golden point.
Round one. Game
Golden
one.
point. We keep going. Overtime here at CommBank Stadium.
Dan, Munster shanks that kick, but a huge play from Blake. Because if he's not there to clean that ball up, the Melbourne chasers are there. And it's those little plays where you just think, maybe I'll turn and watch and see where this field goal goes. Because Gutherson, the fullback, he chased. He went to put pressure on Munster, so there was no one at home. If Blake's not there, the Melbourne Storm get one of the flukiest tries you're ever likely to see. What a play from Blake.
Which would have been ironic because this time last year, round 3, it was Moses a shot at field goal and Ray Stone coming through off the rebound.
Yeah, it was too, yeah.
Hey, we might have another one, hopefully not exactly like
point
that.
as well?
It was golden point. Now, that was the end of Ray Stone at Parramatta, unfortunately, so hopefully we don't have a complete repeat of that. But what a finish, 12 points all. It was 6-0 Parramatta at half-time, and Melbourne, I don't think many teams in the 130-odd golden point games, let's say Melbourne win, would have never been in front of the 80 minutes and gone on to win. But that's still to be decided.
Dan, as a player, this is not what you want in round one.
Not round one, mate.
There's some middle forwards out there that are going, Cam, I wish you'd have got that. And even probably, to be fair, some of the Parramatta players, mate, this is horrendous circumstance for the middle forwards in round one, going to golden point. Oh, well, thankfully we're in the commentary box, lads.
Samuel Gillard, 20 runs, 156 metres. Bowlaw, 18 runs. Hopgood, 18 runs. Campbell Gillard and Bowlaw really have stepped it up late. And what did you point out there, Jimmy?
Hopgood, 53 tackles. You need to pick your work rate up, son.
Same as his opposing 13. Josh King, 53 tackles as well.
What a monstrous
Harry Grant,
effort from
55 tackles.
Yeah, this is some exceptional stuff. And the work rate and the work ethic of some of those forwards out there today in round one.
Can you see any movement down there? Penasini, if he passes, would be okay, I gather, to come in now.
He's in front of me right now. He's just been given the thumbs up from their medical staff. Will Penasini about to come back on. Couldn't have scripted this any better. Just keep an eye on Wonga Blake too. I mean, I know it's golden point. He's tough. He'll stay on, but he's in a lot of pain with that left forearm. That's the one he broke in the trials. It's heavily strapped. He copped a knock earlier. I mean, he'll soldier on, but he is in a lot of pain.
All right, so Parramatta have got 8 days until their next game. They play a good game here, Cronulla, 6 p.m. on Friday, so we'll have that on Triple M. But there's unfinished business here. India, by the way, 7 for 152. They've inched out to 64-run lead. But here, like in indoor, the result still to be decided. Munster puts boot the ball. We're on our way. Parramatta running to the southern end. 5 minutes each way. If no one scores, which is entirely possible tonight, the first game of the season will end in a draw. And it's carried forward by Campbell Gillard. Now away to Jermaine Hopgood. You're right, Woodsy. He's locked in this 13 for a big chunk of the season, you'd imagine, as now Junior Barlow carrying it up on tackle number 3, 19 short of halfway. Last to get off is Welsh. Watson dummy half. Feed on the Dury, and he wears a strong shot there. Nelson Asima Solomona. Don't discount the possibility he can win the game here with a tackle like that, jolting it free. And now a chancey pass on tackle 5 as the ball comes away. It looks like Gutherson, and he's wrapped up 45 metres away. This is probably too far out. As now Moses works the short side, rolls in a kick, which I'm not sure was what he had in mind in terms of the way it came off the boot. It's beautifully pouched by Meany. Melbourne start 20 from their own line. 12 all, 1 minute gone, golden point. Mitsubishi Triton. So Grant dummy half. Goes to the open right to Munster. Munster keeps it going to Hughes, who sent a field goes straight through. Then pops a pass back to Katoa. Skips out of a tackle. Brought down on halfway. That's only tackle 3. They can get a field goal shot here. As it comes across now, Munster tucks it under the arm, runs 15 metres. That's tackle 4. Where's Hughes? He's on the right. He's shallow though. He won't be having a shot here. As it comes to McDonald down the middle. Here it is. They won't get a better shot than this. Munster's on the left. Comes to Meany for the win. No, he's missed it. He's pulled it back, but it's bounced and it's bounced, and now it rolls over the dead ball line. That's another field goal No good. Munster missed one now, Meany. And now Parramatta gets 7 tackles. 12 all. Campbell Gillard carries it forward. Boy, they could not have set that up any better, Melbourne. That was a perfect set. Now, line ball pass here, which has got Jimmy Graham panicking. Thought it was going to be called forward here.
Boys, Hopgood, absolutely outstanding though, Hopgood. He is, if we were given a man of the match, he was by a length.
Here comes the Parlour. Throws a loose pass, bouncing, taken here by Moses. Moses now, he turns to Richard back. Goes to Brown. Dylan Brandt just sticks the palm out and drops it. Hughes has got it now for Melbourne. This is tackle 0. They're 40 metres out. Hughes now realises, just hang on to it. Parramatta, they have gifted another chance to the Storm. Warbury picks it up out of dummy half. They're not going to miss a third attempt here, Melbourne, surely. They're too good. Comes now across here where it's a beautiful run by Garlick, 20 metres out. They've got plenty of tackles left. They might score before then. It comes now here to Welsh. Welsh runs in front of the left upright. That's where he's put down. Meany's deep. Shallow is Munster. Hughes shallow as well. Grant goes for it. Reaches out. Scores and wins the game. Harry Grant wins the game with a try. They will check this to see that he didn't get an elbow on the ground first. But it has been awarded a try, and the streak goes on. 21 in a row. They can't lose in round number 1. Parramatta has got as close as any team has since 2001. But the Melbourne... Oh, hang on. Yes, he's called it. It's over. It's over. The bunker looked at it. They're satisfied. Grant, this champion, reaches out. And Melbourne, they couldn't do it with a field goal, so they do it with arguably the best dummy half in the game. Melbourne Storm 16, Parramatta 12. That is a way to open a season.
What a play. 58 tackles down he's made tonight. He looked like he was going to go to Meany again to go for the field goal. He fakes to go to him. He just gets a little sniff of the gap in front of him. He just takes it, he buries, he ducks his head, gets through him. For all money, I thought his right arm got on the ground, but he had the right IQ to keep the arm off the ground and reach out, boys. What a game we've just seen here.
Would you believe it? Harry Grant, he doesn't back his kickers. He saw the space. It was interesting because that's where Gutherson would have been, but he'd spaced out because Gutherson's mind was on going to put pressure. Gutherson had gone already to put pressure on Hughes, on Meany. But who was there? Harry Grant. He looks one way, he comes back the other. He's got through a mountain of work in this last 84 minutes, but he's got the awareness and the ability to pick the pocket, and he goes past Campbell Gillard, who's clinging to him, and somehow he just reaches that ball out and gets the first win of the Melbourne Storm for season 2023. I thought this game was there for the Parramatta Eels. I thought they had it all sewn up, but would you write off the Melbourne Storm? What a fool.
It took Melbourne 83 minutes to get to the lead. Parramatta, the typical golden point game where you could say they both deserved the point, but Parramatta know they had their chances and they blew them. They had their chances to win this game. They panicked at times. That has now come back to bite them. Melbourne weren't perfect either, but it was Harry Grant who got the winning try at the death. 16-12. And Melbourne with Jerome Hughes down on the field with Emma Lawrence.
Jerome, what a match. I don't know how we could have scripted that any better. How do you sum up those last couple of minutes?
Oh, crazy, Emma. Just so glad we got the win. First round is always pretty exciting, but once the game got flowing, the lungs were gone. So it's good that little Harry Houdini got over the line because, I thought we were in a bit of trouble there. But, great game first up.
Was it any surprise that it was Harry who got the job done? The little master, he's always got it in him.
Yeah, he's such a good player around that ruck, and our big boys laid the platform for him, getting quick play of the balls, and he just fed off that. So, I don't want to blow his head up too big because his haircut's very disgusting. He thinks it's mad. So.
Up to you, boys.
Hey Jerome, it's James Graham here. Congratulations on another round 1 victory for the Melbourne Storm. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but your mate Harry Grant 58 tackles, so where he finds that energy from, I just don't know. But how are the boys in the huddle just before extra time was about to kick off? Were the middle forwards giving you much advice about getting that 1-pointer over sooner and done with?
Yeah, James. We were just talking, the spine come together in that huddle, and I think the ruck were talking, but we weren't really listening to them, so we were just telling them to run the ball, get quick play the balls, and to their credit, they done that. So, big ups to our ruck forwards.
Yeah, Jerome, Aaron Woods here, mate. Congratulations. Absolutely outstanding game, mate. This is the 21st time he won round one. Was it something you spoke about going into the game?
Hey, Woodsy, as a playing group we did. Craig didn't really bring it up, and early during the week, Munster actually kicked all the coaching staff out and spoke to the players and said we have a round one record that's like 21, I think it is. And he just said, let's do it for Craig. I don't think he's lost a round one since he's been coaching. So
unbelievable.
We wanted to, put in a good performance for him. But to be honest, we had a couple of debutants and a couple of club debuts that we really wanted to get the win for, and it's more special for them. Don't worry about Craig.
Yeah, speaking of Cameron Munster, mate, the dislocated finger. Just how bad was that? Was he milking it, or was he actually in some pain in the halftime sheds?
He is a bit of a milker, mate. But I think he actually did do it bad. I think in that first half, I was looking for him to kick the ball, and he wasn't there. And I was thinking, what's going on? I seen him at halftime. He reckons he was carrying on a bit, but the doc said it was pretty bad. So he done, really well to get back out there.
Well done. Well done. First time you hit the front was after 83 minutes, and that was enough to win. Well done, Jerome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Jerome Hughes. Part of a winning team. Look at the great scenes on the sideline, which we see so often there, but Sean Garlick in tears, a proud father, the family there. And great that Bronson's debut happened to be in Sydney where the family, and they would have come down anyway, I'm sure, if it was down in Melbourne, but it just made it nice and easy. And he'll never forget that. He wasn't going to forget it anyway. By the way, 2 wickets in the cricket. India 9 down now. So we'll check on this. They might have lost their 10th. No, I think it's the 9th, but they're only about 70 in front. Boy, oh boy, you can't kill the Melbourne Storm off. It's funny, that streak, I think we were talking about this before the game. I heard Craig Bellamy on NRL 360, and the key part of the interview is he basically said this is going to be his last year, but they asked him about the round one streak, and I thought he would get we'd like to start the season well, but the streak doesn't really matter. He's really proud of that record. He's really proud that they come out and win every time in round one.
I think that's an absolutely outstanding attitude to have, because that's the culture you want to set. And look at it, done 21 times in a row, Dan.
Nick Meaney was fantastic. I bet he wants that field goal again, but he doesn't need it because they won the game and he was terrific with you, Emma Lawrence.
Absolutely. Nick Meaney, talk me through those final few minutes. What was going through your head? I mean, I know you would have loved that field goal to go over, but hey, you got the win anyway.
Yeah, thank you, Harry, for saving that one. But no, it was good. We got a bit of pressure there at the end with the going to Golden Point, but I think we sort of really stuck to just a simple game plan, just try and run through them. And I mean, that's what Harry sort of did there at the end. Just went over the try, so pretty lucky, but we earned it.
Talk me through how special that win is, because Jerome was just saying that Munster pulled you guys in and said, we have to do this. You haven't lost a round one game in 20 years. That's incredible, and that obviously meant something to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when he brought that up, might add a little bit of pressure onto the boys, but that's footy. But credit to everyone. I mean, we lost a few boys. Dave, Munster went off, I think. Youngie went off as well, so a few changes in positions, but we really stuck it out and earned the win.
And you're relishing this opportunity now the next couple of months in this number one jersey?
Yeah, really enjoying it. I've put in a bit of hard work during the pre-season trying to cement that spot, so I'm not sure when Paps will be back. See what happens when he comes back, but yeah, just try and do my best for the team while I'm there.
It's paying off. Go and enjoy the win. Congrats, Nick.
No worries, thank you.
Well done, Nick Mooney and Emma as well. We will take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Triple M for Ream Hot Water and for Macca's. I can't promise every game will be like that for the rest of the season. That was a beauty. Melbourne, they do it again. Winners over Parramatta 16-12. By the way, India 9 for 155. Lion has 7 for 57. Oof. More importantly, the lead is 67. 9 down, lead 67. Australia, well, they're on top. Let's not count them home yet. Triple M rocks the cricket.
For McDonald's and Ream, Triple M rocks footy. This half for Beacon Trade, with an upgraded trade program to help power your work. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
New to Sydney breakfast. Mick and MG in the morning.
Some of the more famous vegans might explain why veganism isn't really catching on, because Woody Harrelson, he's one. Toby Maguire, that's why he was Spider-Man. He's not anymore because he can't get his strength up. You won't believe this one. The Exorcist. Linda Blair is a vegan.
Well, that explains her pallid complexion.
That's why your head goes around and around.
That's why she's so angry all the time.
Mick and MG in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Sydney's Triple M.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
We are Triple M Footy. Multiply the excitement this NRL season with Ladbrokes Same Game Multi. Available on every game this round. Download the Ladbrokes app today. Ladbroke it. Gamble responsibly.
Triple M Footy.
Book the holiday you with whatif.com. Because while you're stuck in Sydney, Holiday U packs pineapple pattern swimmers for the holiday rental pool. Book a hotel, flights, car hire and activities on the What If app today. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Look who's back. Hello. Woolworths Bricks Farm. Let's grow. Collect, build and play with Woolworths Bricks Farm. It's the farmyard full of fun with 40 packs to collect. Plus, you'll get a free bonus pack when you buy any participating Sorbent or Colgate product in a $30 shop. Woolworths Bricks Farm. Only at Woolworths. Visit woolworths.com.au/bricks for T's and C's and exclusions. While stocks last.
Are you getting the most out of your solar power? The average Australian household can generate 3 times more solar power than it uses, but customers are facing higher electricity bills than ever, all while feed-in tariffs are dropping. What are you doing with your excess electricity? A Red Earth energy storage battery system can help you eliminate your power bills and make money from selling your excess power on the wholesale electricity market. Want to know how? Contact your local solar installer or visit redearth.energy today. Red Earth Energy, built in Australia by Australians for Australian conditions.
When it comes to Sydney's freshest produce, Paddy's Markets, Haymarket and Flemington are Sydney's home of fresh food. Our traders only offer premium in-season produce, plus the freshest seafood, farm-sourced meats and poultry, plus a full international selection of premium deli goods. Make a visit to Paddy's this week and talk to a trader about what's in season and fresh today. Paddy's, home to Sydney's freshest food at value prices. Visit paddysmarkets.com.au.
Score a great deal at Dan Murphy's for this footy season. With unbeatable offers on beers, spirits, wines and more, pick up a winner in-store or online at danmurphys.com.au before the game. Kick off the footy season at Dan Murphy's. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Triple M Footy lives on Leicester. Ready or not? McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
What did... yeah... That's it, thank you. What did Jerome Hughes call Harry Grant? Harry Houdini. I think we need to start implementing that as his name. Harry Houdini. He scores the winning try. James Graham, Aaron Woods, Dan Ganane wrapping things up. Nice job by Emma Lawrence as usual. Talked plenty about Melbourne just before we went to the break. Parramatta. Any signs of concern there? It was a great game, so, I mean... no concerns about that aspect, that the quality's still there, but when the game was on the line, they just did not seem to have the composure that Melbourne did.
Yeah, look, obviously that comes down to combinations too. I don't think there's too many concerns, Dan. It's round one. You know, there's a new player in their spine. He plays a pretty integral part, which is Hodgson.
Yeah.
I thought as the game progressed, he got more into the game. He felt like he got his groove. You know, there'll be moments they probably look back and go, I probably should have went to Mitch there or should have went to Dylan Brown or Gutho, but that's what they're going to get for the next, 5 to 6 weeks. They've got to build that combination. But for me, they did it with a lot of players out. You know, Madison he's got suspension. Nathan Brown still got injury. Sean Lane, who was their best player by far last year, he's been out, and he's going to be out for
but the playmakers were there, Woodsy.
I know the playmakers.
And I mean, you had Moses throwing a pass to Brown who just stuck a hand.
I think his options. Mitch went for a grubber. I think in extra time there, and he only went about 10, 15 metres. It was probably a poor option. And I think the other one, they went wide and coughed it up early in the tackle set. So they didn't give themselves an opportunity. Melbourne they're just too smart. They just work the corridors of their field. You see Munster get the ball, shift straight to Hughes, creates a half chance. They poke their nose through. They get a couple quick play of the balls, and they're at the other end of the field. And that's, for Parramatta to be in a top 4 side like Melbourne, that's what they've got to take out of this game. That when they get their opportunities, they've got to take them.
Yeah, for me, I think Brad Arthur will be concerned about how Melbourne managed to get themselves back into the game. So you look at that, and I think it was Lumi that was forced an error through Nelson Asafa Solomona. Then that for me was the big turning point. Scrum, play one, they score off, and you're like, where did this come from? That's a concern. And then in the Golden Point extra time, it was Borlo actually at first that passed the ball to no one. Then Moses has swooped it up, and I think, obviously having his time again, he would have just taken the ball to ground. But it was almost that bit of panic that the Melbourne Storm can force you into. Just through the sheer you think you've got to get this one away, because if we don't, they will.
Well, you said that in the call, Jimmy. Melbourne aren't going to beat themselves. They'll force you into it. And what happened at the end of the game? Parramatta did some costly errors that they shouldn't have done, and Melbourne just their line speed, their pressure from inside, unbelievable. Blokes like Welsh, first game back in a whole season. Wow. He was absolutely outstanding. A lot of people they talk about it. Obviously, he's good carry, late offload. His defensive his inside pressure just kept putting pressure on the halves, and they had to throw those 50-50 passes, which weren't on in that Golden Point period.
All right, Parramatta next play, Cronulla, 6 o'clock Friday. That won't be easy. At least it's here, as opposed to down in the Shire. And Melbourne, they've got the Bulldogs at home, so that's Melbourne at Amy Park Saturday night. So they've got a 9-day rest, and the way this game was played, they're going to need every bit of that. Melbourne, as well as Parramatta, with an 8-day rest. The remainder of round 1, let's just go through these quickly. Warriors Knights, 6 o'clock tomorrow, 5 o'clock Queensland. You'll hear that live on Triple M. Which way are you leaning there, Jimmy?
Hard to see past the Warriors not winning at home.
Okay, Wellington, as I said, is the venue there. Penrith, Brisbane. This is a Penrith. I seem to remember last year, Woodsy, Brisbane gave them a fair bit to handle in that game. Penrith ran away with it. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I like Brisbane are good there. Their young mobile forwards do tend to create a little bit of havoc against Penrith, but I think Penrith will be too big, too strong. They'll still be hurting from the World Club Challenge, and I would be hard to back against them.
There's an interesting shot. I'm just watching the 9 cameras. Brandon Smith was at the game tonight and looking pretty keen. I saw Josh Reynolds there. He might be part of the Bronson Garlic crew.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Because he was there at the Bulldogs.
They're thick as
Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Bronson Garlic was played Reggie's at New South Wales Cup there at the Dogs, and him and Josh are very tight.
Manly Bulldogs, Saturday 3 p.m. You'll get that live on Triple M. Is there any point me asking you, or are you going to give us an honest opinion?
You know.
Okay, Woodsy, were Manly Bulldogs.
Is that Manly?
Yes.
I'm going to back Manly.
Okay. Cowboys Raiders. Can Canberra give them a challenge? I suppose the interesting thing is the Cowboys. Can they repeat what they did last year?
They look good in the trials, the Cowboys, and Canberra probably as disappointing as us. I thought they didn't really defend well as a unit, and attacking they were off big time. But I think when you got the likes of Tapani and Papali up front, they're going to be a hard team to stop. So if Cowboys can stop them, big chance of winning.
Dolphins, before Dolphins, Roosters, Sharks, Rabbitohs, probably, I think,
game of the round. Oh,
this way, match up of the round. Yeah. I tell you what, if we get that on Saturday night, we'll be most delighted. Nico Hines out.
Yeah, it's a big loss for the Sharks, but I don't know. I like the Sharks in this one at home as well, and they'll be looking for revenge after it was South that knocked them out. I really fancy Cronulla in this one.
How long can the Dolphins hang in with the Roosters? We're up there in Brisbane. I think the show's coming up from up there. The call's coming from Suncorp Stadium. Looking forward to that historic day in rugby league.
I reckon the first 20 to 30 minutes will be a real test, real good hit out. The crowd will be right behind them. They'll be up for it. I think Roosters will probably get the ascendancy just before half time, and they'll run away with it in the second half.
All right, sneaky good game to finish. I say sneaky good. You think Wests, Tigers, Gold Coast, please. but both look really good in the trials and look like they've improved on last year. Tigers, fascinating with the whole new coaching setup. Gold Coast with Kieran Foran and Sam Verrills. Foran looked great against the Dolphins, Leichhardt Oval. Jimmy?
Yeah, hard to see past the Tigers. I think they're coming into a new era. Really like some of the acquisitions, especially Coruscant. Bateman's missing this one, but I'm fancying the Tigers.
Both those games on Sunday live on Triple M NRL. All right, thank you, gents. What a start. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Woodsy. Thank you to the team behind the scenes. We're back to do it all again. Maroon will lead the call tomorrow. Warriors and Newcastle Knights. Here are the highlights of tonight's game. This might take 20 minutes to get through. Mitre 10 trade for expert advice and a job done right first time. Mitre 10 trade. Good night. Talk to you soon.
Triple M NRL game highlights.
Just to the right of the post, 3 tackles gone. Hodgson to the right, Gutherson must score. He draws in his man, gives it on, and it's Will Penasini who has the first try of season 2023. The Storm could not hang on any longer. So now, out of dummy half, Grant takes a couple of steps, gives it a kick, gives it on to Meaney, and Meaney scores. You never write off the Melbourne Storm. You can never write off this champion team. And they have scored next to the post. They're about to tie it up. Then a magnificent pass to Barlow. Barlow bustles his way to the line. Massive moment. Josh Hobson announces his arrival as a Parramatta Eel. With a pass Andrew Johns would have been proud of.
Yeah, it's Barlow that gets the try down, but this try is all Josh Hodgson.
He's used as a decoy. Munster gets
He's in.
Backs his way into the in-goal area and scores. So Nelson, he just about did it all there. He got the ball back, had the try disallowed, then used as a decoy, which did fool this Parramatta defence. Munster, the tournament player. Golden point. Golden point. We keep going. Overtime here at CommBank Stadium. Parramatta, they have gifted another chance to the Storm. Meaney's deep. Shallow is Munster. Hughes shallow as well. Grant goes for it. Reaches out, scores, and wins the game. Harry Grant wins the game with a try. And the streak goes on. 21 in a row. Melbourne Storm 16, Parramatta 12.